Every. Oh, I'm going to Graceland, Graceland, Memphis, Tennessee. I'm going to Graceland. Be-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Poor boys and pilgrims and families, and we are going to Graceland. Be-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Hello, friends. Good morning, Riven. Once again, you're the first. High tier moves. Love to see it. There's a girl in New York City who calls herself the human trampoline. Whoa. Morning, afternoon. Will we have some Harambo today? Rumor on the street is that Lambo is here instantly. Yeah. Hello. Hello. It's 3 a.m. there. Early mornings. My man, you're on a roll. So you've lost control of your life. If it's 3 a.m. and you're watching me, you sound more in control of your life than you've ever been, my friend. Because this is the best decision you're going to be making all week. No matter what field of work you're in, you know? No matter how high impact it is, this is going to be the most important day of your life. The fact that you're deciding to stay up till most likely 6 a.m. to watch the entirety of Masters Coliseum 7 with your best online friends is legitimately the best decision you're making. You haven't lost control of your life. This is the first time you're in control and you're scared of what it feels like, okay? It feels powerful. People are scared by power, and that's okay, buddy. But don't mistake this for a mistake, because it ain't. You've been doing this every day this week. Good. You're setting in a schedule of having your life under control. Not many people know this, but the least productive time of the human is between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. So you using that time to still do something this valuable with your life, that's big. What does the average loser do? He sleeps. While they are sleeping, you're gaining knowledge. And your cortisol levels are going up. And when the levels are going up, you're about to evolve. That's what I learned from Pokemon. 12 here in bicycle range of Harstem. Don't say that. It scares me. Did you play with the new keyboard yesterday? Oh my god. I hate all package delivery No, that's not true. I like the fact that they exist, but good lord, are they god-awful at delivering packages, which you'd figure is the only thing that they're supposed to be doing. So this guy pretended to ring my doorbell and then put the package as undeliverable. I was home, my wife was home, my sister-in-law was home. We all were home, all within ear distance of the bell. I checked the bell, no one stood in front of my door. He just drove past my house and pretended like he probably was behind schedule or something. And to make up for it, he pretended like I wasn't home. It's actually insane. It was UPS, by the way. I'm going to call these idiots out. I hate UPS. I hate UPS and DHL. They are the worst. DHL once stole one of my packages and then pretended they delivered it. They faked my signature. It was insane. Hello?
Hello.
Hello. There we go. All right. Is the game ready? Oh my god, we're live already.
Game starting.
Good lord. How you doing, Lambo?
I'm doing good. I didn't sleep much last night because the dog kept me awake, but other than that, I'm pretty good.
Oh, I thought you
It's not
couldn't
hitting
sleep
me
much
yet
because of
quite
the anticipation for herO versus Dark.
it might have been that too, yeah.
Yeah. You're just blaming it on the dog now, but it's okay. The dog can take it. He'll love you regardless. Which one was it?
The small one.
The
Phantom.
small. What's he called?
Phantom, he's called. Well, he's not that small anymore. He's 27 kilos already. And bigger than the other one, so taller at least.
But, yeah, I get what you mean. How big is he gonna get?
He's gonna get like 40 kilos. Above 40 kilos. He's gonna be a massive dog.
That's very cool. You can do your gym exercises with him. You can cancel your subscription. He's gonna be the heaviest dumbbell you need on your life, Lambo.
No, it's okay. But you can do running with a dog. I think this would be perfect for Miko. I showed it to him. Like you strap the dog to you and then you run faster because the dog pulls you.
But the dogs don't run as long as humans, no?
I'm not sure exactly how it works, but it's an actual sport. So
Oh.
I think it would be good for it.
Wow, that's crazy. Because I always thought that the one thing that humans are like, I recall reading once that the way that humans we hunted, or we used to hunt in the past, it was by just tiring out the animal, running after them. That's why we can run for very long distances. And I was surprised to learn that even horses, for example, they can't actually go very far. So you remember back in the day, you had this company in America that used horses. I think it was for like postal delivery. There's a name for this company. They used horses, and they had horse changing stations. I think every 50 miles or something like that, or like 25 kilometers, something along those lines. And I thought it was a relatively short distance for these horses to go fast, because in my mind, horses were very good for longer distances. Is it called the Pony Express? Yeah, something like that. I can't recall where I was going with this story. Ah, right. So in my mind, most animals are significantly worse at humans at long distance.
Yeah, they probably are. But for a decent duration, you still get you still can get very fast with the dog.
Yeah. Yeah, but then you also have the huskies, right? And they do the carrying of the sleigh. And they run for long times as well, in my mind. Like 40, 45 kilometers. And they're very fast. They go up to like 50 miles an hour or 50 kilometers an hour. They go quick with a sleigh as well.
Yeah, I can't fact check you here because I have no idea how long exactly the dog could run, possibly.
Yeah.
Because he can definitely run for longer than me, but...
But then again, 200 meters isn't that far.
Yeah. Can run for further than down the stairs.
All right, that's it for today, guys. Pack up. All right. What do we have? We have Oracle into Void Ray, and the reverse order of what you usually see. And the reason why whenever Void Ray builds are being played, we usually see a Void Ray first, is because the Overlord Scout can get pretty much full information if it were to sacrifice right now. You see the lack of a Stalker, and you could still basically get the Scout on whatever is coming out with the Overlord pretty reliably. If you sack it, you'd have to delay your Twilight counts if you're trying to do some type of Glaive Rush, for example, which feels bad if you're trying to do a Glaive Rush. Going in for an Adept Sacrifice, taking out 3 drones. No pull away though from the mineral, so I almost feel like this is not very good, but this was fine for Dark, right? Didn't build extra links, didn't pull away, just killed the Adepts and lost some drones. This is a trade.
I think it's a good trade. He delayed speed as well.
Ah, okay.
No extra links, delayed speed. Lost 3 drones for 2 adapts. Pretty good. He sees 2 stalkers already on the other side of the map. The Void Ray should get this Overlord and then back off.
That's the second Overlord at the third?
Third one.
Wow. That's a lot.
Well, actually, no. I think one of this has to be a Zergling. Because the Overlord on the other side didn't... It died to the stalkers just now.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Okay, but... Oh, this is gonna be another one. Holy crap. Dark playing really sloppy.
Yeah, it's very uncommon, you have to say. Oracle into Adept Stalker, Adept Stalker, and then a Void Ray. I really don't think he was expecting it.
This...
So you have very little time. But the Overlord at the top for sure should have been pulled back.
Yeah. He lost 1 more than he should have. And ideally 2 more than he would have liked. Or ideally he wouldn't have lost any, but I mean, that's not realistic against the Void. Yeah, 4 OVs going down. That's a big deal. And he has a follow-up with the... Okay, this is the charge build that he played against Reynor in game 1 on... what map did he play it on?
I don't know, I didn't see a game.
I can't recall what it was, but it worked like a charm. It might have been Hardled, actually. He just walked across and killed Reynor. And the thing with this build is that the initial hit doesn't hit so hard, but then there's 8 more Zealots that show up. And I feel like that next wave, it has a lot of power in there. We see, is this straight into Hydra then? Skip of Roach Warren as well?
Yeah.
And he's supply block. And he's building 9 Overlords. And if he holds this, he's a magician.
I think the supply box is not as bad because the Hydra is not done yet, but he's making too many Overlords, which is really bad. Because that's obviously fewer Hydras. For him, he will see the Zealots now. He's going to make Hydras right away. I would love a wall at the front of the third base. I think that would be a sick move at this point.
It's also a
But
really easy wall to make.
Yeah.
It's very small. Oh, instead he's gonna put all the queens here. I feel like as a Protoss, you can actually do a cool trick, which is just run away, go into the natural. Where you just ignore the queens. That's what he did last time against Reynor as well. But back then there were roaches too, and you really want to fight the roaches in the open. Here he probably realized there was not enough DPS to kill the zealots. I think herO is just straight up gonna win. Is there a next zealot warp in? Because I feel like this actual initial hit isn't so big. But then yeah, this is the second round of zealots. I think he should continue fighting, no?
I think he's so satisfied with what he done already that he's gonna be like, okay.
I think it's a
That's
mistake
true,
though.
that's not right. Yeah, it is a mistake, but he doesn't have full information. I can respect this choice. What is he doing with the gas? I'm very surprised we don't see a Templar Archives going.
Yeah,
he
he
just plays
should've-
hero style after.
This is a bad call. You want to wait for the next warp in.
Okay, this trade is much worse than it would have been before.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter though, does it?
uh,
There really should be a Templar Archives.
yeah.
Why
if
the
he-
hell is he floating 900 gas?
It's because he played this with fake gases that he started mining from. But I'm not entirely sure where he got the fake gases because he had an overlord. Or a void rate to deny the overlord.
What do you mean fake gases? He just wanted to use his probes for mining.
Yeah,
No?
that's what it... So he took fake gases, but he mined from them. I mean, what I meant to say is they should have been fake gases. But that also doesn't make sense. So he just took gases. And that's a mistake. When you play this build, you don't... Whenever you go for... Even with glaives, if you're planning on taking a fast fort, you can consider taking a third gas. But on 2 gas, you're fine for a very long time. And if you're playing zealots, literally 2 gas is a-okay, as long as you can deny scouting. This is a good move though. This is really nice.
Yeah. Hydras by themselves are so weak against Zealots, so he needs the drones to support them. And
Yeah.
even with the drones, once the Zealots catch up to the Hydras, they die instantly. I mean, he's still Dark was minus behind ever since the first Zealots hit, so...
He's so good at these movements, and I'm not even entirely sure what it is. It's just he does it, and it works every time. Like these run-bys and like he knows exactly when to split his army. And I feel like he actually learned a lot from the Reynor series as well, where I think he realized how over-eager he was, and he's playing it way more careful now. Because yesterday, I think he was more careful in the series as well. Like, I was way more impressed with his play yesterday than versus Reynor.
Yeah, I was about to say. Against Reynor, that was just a...
Yeah.
He actually lost because he was bad at exactly that.
Yeah.
And now he's doing it correctly. He's once again sending the Zealots towards the other side, while microing Stalkers on one side. Pretty simple stuff. While double upgrading, also going into Colossus, which, if Dark survives, I mean, Dark's on 60 workers massing Hydras. He has 5 base Protoss, triple Robo Colossus, double Forge,
Templar Archives.
Templar Archives.
Prism in there as well. Yeah. herO knows what's up. The only thing is missing is a blink forward, and then we're going full force here. Nah, this game is super over. Made it look easy as well. Made it look easy. Good opener there with the Void Raid, Dark, not with the greatest. Ooh, I like this flank. Sadly, the Hydra not quite quick enough to close that flank. That actually could have killed a lot of Stalkers. Now, Dark does need to be careful. The way that Dark wants to try and come back into this game seems to me like he'll just tech into Hive and then get a couple of lurkers out, stick with 4 base, 8 gas, eventually get Vipers, and then just sit there forever. This is actually how a lot of Zerg players try to come back against herO, because herO tends to stay very low on gas. And he's actually lost games like that before. I remember a game, I can't recall what this map was called. I think it was against Reynor where this exact thing happened. Where Reynor just sat on 4 bases forever, and herO continued sending 3/3 Zealot Stalker while being on 6 base, and then eventually lost to like 20 lurkers or so. So you always do need to be careful, but he is teching out of it already this time. He's going Colossus, getting Storm. So this is an evolution here. This is the second evolution of herO. He is the... which Pokemon comes after Dratini?
Dragonite.
He's the Dragonite version of herO right now. Which also still is a crap... Like,
Yeah, still pretty bad, but if he evolves once more, he's gonna be insane.
yeah, he's gonna be broken. What the hell? Lance had 3 of them, right, in Pokemon Silver? What the hell? 3.
Yeah, the guy had 3 different ones.
But they only were like level 50 or so. I never
All died
understood
to
the
one Ice
logic
Blast
there.
for Ice Beam.
Yeah. powerful. They have all the movesets as well.
Yeah, I think he had three different movesets. Either way, herO not quite there yet. He's still a Dragonite. Once he learns proper late game, not using F2 anymore and real build orders, and he still keeps up all the the good stuff that he has about his aggression, the versatility that he has. He can play so many different styles, so many different openers. He's gonna be insane.
Yeah. Yeah, Triple Immortals being pumped out as well, understanding that most likely this is going to be a lurker transition. He honestly played really well this game. Like the correct moves, a good build order. The only point where we could maybe say, hey, maybe go in with that first round of Zealots already against the Hydra Ling that was there, especially because drones are out of position, but he dealt very well with this. Vipers now coming in are going to grab a couple of these Colossus. Blinding Cloud actually doing quite well, but even if herO were to lose this fight, he's outmining his opponent significantly. 1200 minerals a minute. Gonna have another big Zealot run by coming in towards the fourth base. We're gonna get another snipe on the third as well. Probably recall or just die. Maybe just die and then it's over. It doesn't matter.
I think just win with the Zealots.
Yeah.
He's making a mothership. There's already at least 3 Immortals at home, so he's probably gonna rally 6 Immortals across pretty soon. This is also not a map where yeah, it was a stomp. But in Dark's defense, he was dead from the get-go. Because he just was greedy. Like, Dark basically expected a Stalker style or something that doesn't hit that early.
Yeah.
And he just got punished for skipping Roachhorn and Bending Nest.
That was so good, though. This is one of these things where if Dark kind of stays alive for a bit, you start feeling bad as a Protoss player, where it's like, I can't believe I didn't manage to finish this quicker. But now it feels like you hurt Dark a little bit as well. Like, he just sat there getting absolutely destroyed for 6 minutes straight, again and again and again. It feels so great if you're herO. You're just sending stuff in and everything deals damage. You're on 6 bases. You had a mothership. Like, you had the ultimate army 13 minutes in. The other guy could do nothing about it. It's like playing against the diamond player.
Yeah, I think Dark's strong enough mentally that I don't think this phases him. Pretty sure he knows he lost to the Zealots.
Yeah.
But yeah, it feels quite nice playing around with your opponent.
What is that on the left? Is that a painting?
It doesn't. It looks like a blanket, right? But yeah.
It's like someone's hair, right? On the blanket. It's like a hat.
Is it a hat? I feel like it looks like an yeah, I don't know. It's supposed to look like hair and an animal at the same time.
Oh. Yeah, there's
It's a
cats.
cat. It's a cat. It's a head and a
back.
cat
Yeah,
around.
yeah, the ears. We couldn't see the ears before. Now we saw it. Very nice. All right. Let's see what our bad boy is up to today. He's going to try and block Dark, opening up with an Overlord. So that means he's going to get blocked. You know what we haven't seen out of Dark for a little while was a proxy hatch.
You mean an offensive one or just?
Yeah. Just an offensive. Just a hatch on the other side of the map. I felt like he was doing that so much for like maybe a month ago. Like almost every game where he got blocked, he'd go and build the hatch on the other side of the map. But now he isn't quite doing it anymore.
You can't. I mean, you need to send the drone already beforehand, right? If you want to do that. So he would go hatch gas pool then, or hatch, try to go double hatch. I think if you do that, and the Protoss knows the correct response, you're literally always behind though. I don't think you can reliably do it, so it'll probably stop working for him. Or people start blank countering him. If you just have a probe at your own natural as a Protoss,
He's really bad.
Game over. Yeah.
It's expensive.
I remember what he used to do if he got blocked is that he had a drone on top of his ramp. And he would wait for the probe to leave.
Sometimes the probe wouldn't leave.
But if the probe doesn't leave, or even worse, if you fake going to the third base with the probe and then you come back to the natural in time to deny the drone, he goes for like a 19 or 20 hatch at the third base. Yeah. He did this every game. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I remember. That was like 2.5 months ago.
Yeah.
It sounded like it was a long distant past, but this was recent. Yeah. Oh, that was so funny. I remember watching some of those games. All right. herO's is opening up with a fast Stargate again. I'm kind of expecting one curveball in here as well at some point. Some glaive build. We saw the double gate yesterday against Solar. 19 Nexus. 2 gate into 19 Nexus, I think it was. 4 adepts into more adepts into DT drop. It worked reasonably well. But I guess that isn't going to be as surprising anymore. Although I'm not sure how much research Dark does. Dark seems to be the type of guy that just kind of plays his own crap. He knows enough about herO anyway.
They play a shitload. Because they also play all the open caps, right? So there are probably some mind games there. Like I would be surprised to see herO die to a Nidus, because every single time Dark has a super fast layer, it's always a Nidus.
Yeah.
Dark also has like his tricks that he likes to do.
Yeah.
He also has the Ling Bane attacks, where he tries to pass the third base sometimes.
It's gonna go for an Overlord deny. Very keen on making sure that nothing's gonna get scouted here. I do like that. Dark had a couple of links. Gonna build 6 more. So he's aiming at perhaps well, cancel on this third is gonna be too late. He's building quite a few links here, Lambo. 6 more.
Yeah, it could be either that he tries to hit after the first 2 Oracles left, and then kill the Adepts, and then the Pylon. Or if it goes really well, the Nexus. Or he's hoping for the Adepts to just leave. But herO usually, if he leaves with Adepts, he warps on 2 more. Like, herO absolutely doesn't mind, just keep continuous Adept warpins.
Yeah. He's the one guy, he'll go 8 Adepts, no problem, and still go into the same Blink aggression he was planning on anyway. Once again, Forged Twilight, no third Oracle. Almost makes me believe we're going to see something similar here. So in my experience of herO is that whenever he plays 3 Oracle, is that we have some type of Blink build. But this was just 2, right? Or am I missing one? Yeah, it's going to be the same thing again. This has remained true for the past 1.5 years as well. Is that whenever herO skips the 3rd Oracle, it's going to be a much tighter timing. Usually with Adepts or Charge. Like, not Blink.
That is the same for every Protoss, isn't it? Well, you cannot, you know, he used to Oracle and to Blink Colin a lot, actually. Without a Forge. Like,
yeah, like the old 7 gate. Yeah, true, yeah.
But yeah, usually if you skip the Oracle, it's in favor of earlier attack. And then that can hit, either it's some Fleet Beacon build or something aggressive. And this time he is not mining gas. He took 1 fake gas in case the link checks there.
Yeah.
So this should hit even harder.
Yeah. Or well, yeah. He's just gonna have a bit more cash. I'm not actually entirely sure. The 8 gate, it seems like so much to me. But I haven't actually tested a lot of the 8 gate stuff myself. I've just been doing a lot of 4 gate, and the initial hit is just as hard. You have so much money left over. It's crazy. Especially against roach builds, it's really nice to be capable of building a robotics facility quite early as well. So you can get some immortals.
Oh my god, he's distracting all the Zerglings. There's not a single Zergling in front of Dark Space. You will now see the Zealot Warpen for the first time. He is starting roach production on 60 workers, which should be enough, but he also started a Hydra then, +1 and roach speed. All of that is a lot fewer roaches than he could have at this point. He barely gets the block off. I feel like you could have focus fired down the evolution chamber. If you're there with the Zealots as it starts, I'm pretty sure you can just kill it. And it's now the Zealot Warpen will come in as a flank and catch a couple of these Queens exposed at the very least. So that's a good trade here for herO. I'm surprised herO's not starting pro production.
Yeah. I'm also surprised there's no fourth behind this. Because if he's playing low gas, you probably want to get a relatively quick fourth. If you're going up to 6 gas, it's fine not to. This fight seems interesting. There's a lot of roaches in the back, and the queens are tanking. Hold position on those drones as well. +1 definitely helping out for them zealots. As the roach count is going to continue growing here. Third base will stay alive. There's no fourth here for Dark. And I once again think this is a pretty fine situation for herO. It would have been significantly better had that fourth been faster. And I really wouldn't have minded continued pro production either. But that's kind of in combination with the fourth.
Dark looks pretty dead, to be honest.
Yeah.
I really don't know about this this follow-up attack, but I mean, he's distracting for the Oracle Stasis wards to pop off. Dark's mining right now is crippled, as a lot of his drones are not mining whatsoever. He's getting severely out-mining. He's just massing roaches against a guy who's basically playing a hero style. So a mass Stalker Zealot. I'm not sure if Dark can do a counterattack, but he's gonna try to hit before Blink.
I don't think this is viable at all. I just don't think this is viable.
It really shouldn't be, but he's at 50 drones, so he has to try something. He one-shots 2 of the Stalkers before Blink is done. 3 of the Stalkers go down. Okay, this Stalker now dodges the shot. He's making a couple of Hydras just for anti-air, but I think he really just wants to keep all-inning. Is this Oracle full energy? It's full energy Oracle. Oh no, these roaches are gonna go down. On the retreat, forward Blink. Oracle adding some DPS. Roaches have to turn around and fight because they can't escape properly. And Dark's just getting stomped by the Zealot build so far.
He's actually just getting eaten.
It turns out you do need a tight early game to defend as Zerg.
Yeah.
Because I know people always make memes when Dark gets supply block and then makes 5 overlords and then he wins games. But if nothing happens, it's not that bad for Zerg. But if you get attacked, you just don't have units and you die.
Yeah. This looked nasty. I love that there's only slow pylons there. Or at least he was warping in slow pylons.
Yeah.
2 more cannons on the way. herO once again up 20 workers. He's continuing his upgrades as well. He will not slow down very much. I don't think so. He's already back on the map. Yeah, still only slow pylons. He actually needs to fix that. That's one of those things that could end up becoming pretty annoying, especially if you're getting all in. Not sure if it's going to be game changing, but you want to have at least one. Okay, I think there's a fast pylon. At least that warping looked quicker. A couple of stasis wards going down right now. You can just trade with these roaches forever, basically. And that's exactly what herO's plan is going to be. He's counting the left side. He's, wait a second, there's no fort base yet? How poor are you, bro? Oh, no. So he's just going to run into the third. I mean, it's fine. He's up so much. Yeah, he has so much money. He can throw these away. He can take bad trades, but he's not taking bad trades. He's taking fine trades. He's absolutely eating Dark alive here. This is not close.
He's dead.
Yeah.
And this was 60 drone roach defense. So theoretically, this should be fine, but I think his early game just wasn't tight enough.
Yeah, technically, theoretically, like any roach build should just be capable of holding this.
Yeah. With 66 drones in my mind as well.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Not just 60. But he made +1 missile and roach speed and a Hydra then, so that's plus roaches. Yeah, still, there must have been some macro slip up for this to go so wrong. Because I don't remember him taking any early game damage, right? The Adapt stayed at home, the Oracles didn't do anything.
Yeah, Oracles killed like three drones. Dark did build 6 Overlords at some point, or 7, just before the attack hit, which I guess was fairly expensive.
So that's a game-losing mistake then.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we can talk a lot about this, but it's 46 workers to 74. As herO is taking the most. What is this 5th base? It's right next to the other guy's fort. That's not okay.
He used to play like this though. Initially with the hero style, he always used to play like this. Even in games that he wasn't winning. I played a game against him on Inside and Out, and then I saw he took a base next to me. I was like, during the game, I was like, holy shit, am I actually getting stumped? I thought I was doing fine. And it actually, it hurt me mentally because I thought I had to do something. And then I checked the replay, I'm up 20 supply and the guy's expanding next to me. With just Zealot Stalker. I was like, what the heck? It's a power move for sure.
Yeah, he's a power play in general. Triple Immortals being pumped out here as shield weapons and +3 armor have started too. Before the +3 attack, which was an interesting call. More Zealots being warped in, sentries coming out. I mean, this game is so over, it just hurts. Dark is this is painful. This is self-harm in a way as well. just sitting there being a freaking lair tech, building roaches and hydras. I wonder if he's ever won a game like this.
No, of course not. He would not win. Like, what? How?
But, yeah, I don't know, but like, why does he stay in then, you know? It's like, is he...
He probably thought it was more in than it was, right? Maybe like 40 probes, something like that. I'm pretty sure he didn't even scout the expansions yet.
He thinks this is too based. Oh boy, I'm so close to holding. Just one more attack.
He's pulling the drops.
Checks the replay, seeks 6 bases. Oh, what the hell?
I mean, if he clicked the units and he saw it was 2-2, he should have realized it's maybe time to go.
Yeah. Maybe. Oh, yeah.
How does this build go against Banelings?
Depends. Are the Banelings done or are they morphing?
Done. I mean, I'm assuming the 8 gate is better than the 4 gate then, but
Yeah,
let's say
then
the
the 8
abilities
is
are done.
significantly better. It is not good for the Zealot man.
Even with 8 gates?
Then
Probably not.
you'd split it in 2 groups and then you run away from the Banes, wherever they are.
I think you would get owned by just Link Queen if you split the Zealot. In my mind. I mean, it depends obviously how many workers the Zerg has, but I think 60 workers, Ling Bane, plus 1 melee.
Yeah, well, I don't think it sounds very good for me. No.
Yeah.
Did herO drop down at the very start to the lower bracket? No, right? He beat Max Packs first.
He lost to Reynor. Like,
Yeah, okay, yeah. So, yeah. It's a good run, though. He freaking 4-0'd Solar yesterday as well, which ain't easy.
1-4-1 against Reynor as well. And now gets a rematch.
True. 1-4-1, but got knocked down. Explain that. Ooh, is that a no scout? Yeah, it's because Dark always takes the gold on this map. herO with the preparation, man. He knows what's good. No gas first with no scout? Yeah, I'm surprised by that too, honestly. Maybe he doesn't believe in the no... I don't... Maybe it's... Oh, second gate! This is the 2 gate! Lambo, are you here?
Yes. I
Alright.
can hear you. I'm in Discord, but you don't need to scream at me.
Yeah, sorry. I thought maybe you were used AFKing for a sec, you had the in-ears off, enjoying the meal, because you're awfully quiet.
I was writing with Reynor actually.
Okay, gotcha. This is okay, so he did this build against Solar. He'll follow this up, or well, yesterday he followed this up with the 4 Adepts, Glaive Attack, and then Robo, and Dark Shrine, and Archon Drop. Or well, DT Drop, that failed, and then Archon Drop. And you know, I'm not a huge fan of this type of build, but it looked powerful. Although it also felt like Solar had no clue what to do against the first 2 Adepts. I think he lost like 4 workers to 2 Adepts, which is not great, even if they do hit kind of early. Do you recall what the correct response is versus this?
Yeah, you just overmake Zerglings, and you should be fine against it.
So you just build
It's-
like infinite Zerglings now.
Yeah, this is just really there's nothing special about it.
Okay.
You just need a lot of Zerglings, especially with a gold base. It should be much more straightforward because, like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I can't really give up the mining there for a sec. Do hope that them rocks are down already, because that's gonna be close. Yeah, gonna finish just in time. You hate to see it if you're a herO fan. Oh,
Oh, he messed up. He messed up with the drone. You're not supposed to lose one there. And he lost a link for free as well. There's no reason for him to poke with the links. So that was a good first initial poke with the adepts. They lost a bunch of shield damage, but that's, I think, to be expected. 2 link run by coming in against probe. You're not paying attention at all. This is when you. I remember you tried to tell me that Just leave a probe there. I told you, Protoss players don't pay attention. They just lose it. This is exactly what I meant.
That doesn't invalidate the theory.
He lost 4 probes.
Yeah,
4 probes to 2 links.
Well,
He's the best Protoss you have.
yeah, well, theoretically, it's good. And herO agrees because he also pretends to do it.
If this didn't happen, this game would be amazing for herO.
Yeah.
Now that he lost 4 workers, though, I'm not so sure about it. He needs to watch out that he doesn't. I think these adepts are in big danger of dying.
Yeah, they're in the danger zone.
Actually, if this is all the things he has, they're not.
Oh, that's gonna be one adept that goes down. Right? Yes, good
Yeah.
target fire with the queen. And this base is only a single drone. So this should be okay for Dark as well. These adepts are really pushing their luck.
I think this entire thing was pushing their luck. But they're heading away with murder right now because they actually ended up shading into the main and they get recalled. This was sick. This was sick. He forced so many links earlier than Dark wanted to make these links. And I think these adepts had no business surviving this.
Oh, Bailing Nest. Now, we've seen a lot of defensive Bailing Nests in the past, but Dark is not a guy for a defensive Bailing Nest. This is an interesting one, because these adepts don't have glaives yet. This position, however, isn't great for the links. About 2 links in total can attack. So even without glaives, these adepts are doing a fine job. 10 more links now on the way, as the adepts will shade back towards the watchtower. See if they can get a drone or 2. Not really. Instead, just gonna lose 1 adept and piss back off. 20 more links on the way. It's going to be an aggressive Bailing bust here, and has the potential to work. But also has the potential to do nothing.
You think he's gonna attack?
Yeah.
I think he's gonna try to. This is defensive, mate.
These are defensive Bailings?
You want to Bailing bust a guy with 10 adepts already?
Yeah, but I've seen Dark do it.
Really?
Yeah?
I've literally never seen anyone do it in my entire life.
Oh, I get Bailing all the time when I play Glaives. What the hell?
You can warp in a sentry, bro. It's 5 minutes into the game.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying it happens.
I literally have never. But he's making drones. Like, come on.
Okay,
He's
when I
just
said he
trying
was
to
on
do-
31 drones, it was going to be defensive.
He's just trying to survive. It's a gold base.
Terrible way to survive.
6 minute bait.
Well, I didn't think it was good. I just thought that's what was going to happen. Yeah, screw you guys. Couple of adepts rolling in over here. Now imagine if the Banes were on the other side of the map, Lambo. These pros would be in serious danger right now.
Yeah, and he would be dead.
He's kind of dead anyway, isn't he?
Dude, he Bailing busted defensively and died. What do you think happens with a Protoss wall if you add a Protoss wall into this equation?
No, okay, but you go in as the other guy moves out.
So that's a counterattack.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of, that was my thought. Yeah, I mean, you're not going to attack into the 10 adepts as they're standing there. That would be silly.
Right.
Okay, what do we have here? Charge Immortals. 15 workers ahead here for heroes. Also getting a Templar Archives. He has 4 gases. So to me, this feels like he is following this up with just a 2-base all-in, I guess. He could take a gold behind it if he wants to. I mean, this is just dealing too much damage, no?
Now, would you say Dark is roaching because he's on 31 drones again? 36 now.
I don't like that you're mocking me, but... I mean, if he were to walk across the map right now, that'd be a roach all in.
Yeah,
and I have seen him walk across the map. If he clears these adepts, he's gonna walk. Like 100%. No, like he's not gonna. Well,
no, he's gonna make drones. No,
is he? Is he? Okay, he doesn't know there's no third. If he knew there was no third, he's not gonna move across the map. But
yeah,
okay, nice droning. You're right. But maybe he scouted the lack of a third. We don't know. We don't have full information here.
True.
I'm putting my heels in the sand here. I'm not gonna.
Heels in the sand, making drones.
Yeah. 5 more roaches on the way as well as double gases. Probably for the Ravager all-in that's about to pop off. Classic lair. Probably for roach beat. Can't wait to go with the roach across the map. Dude, this is the sickest all-in I've seen in my life. 5 overlords making some capacity there for the roaches that are about to be built. Aggressively, may I add. As we have 2 more adepts hitting the main base. herO's taking a 3rd as well as a forge. And I really wonder what Dark's plan is here. Does he want to throw down an Evo chamber? He's getting 16 more links.
I think he's praying to God that he's getting attacked, and if he's getting attacked, that he somehow survives, because he's pretty far behind. I mean, he lost so many units. All jokes aside, he's just been trying to survive, and he's constantly been gambling that herO is attacking him, and herO has been attacking him, and it still has kind of worked. So yeah, he has a lot of units now. I'm still not even sure that it's enough though against this army that herO has.
There's no prism with this, but I think there isn't, right? Or is it in the back?
It's in main base there, I think, in the dead airspace. Okay, but he's just so far ahead. He's warping and Zealots now in the main.
Dude, it's been a stomp. Dark's actually getting stomped. That's so crazy. When's the last time Dark got 4-0'd?
Well, didn't you ask me this? And Reynor 4-0'd him, or was it a 3-0?
That was a 3-0, no? I'm pretty sure, yeah. And then we figured out that it was fairly recent that it still happened. But do we have any clue at all about...
He lost 3... The semifinals just are also best of 5, right? Him against Solar was 3-0, I think, as well. So yeah, 4-0, I don't know. I can check.
Yeah, I'm checking as well.
Match format, best of 5 plus.
Okay, I think you're faster at checking this. You got all the filters down. I think like it's a little bit slow at doing things sometimes.
Yeah. He lost 3-0 to herO in the Wardy. And he doesn't play that many best of 7s in general. But he loses. He lost to Maru for 1.
I don't see any.
Yeah, I'm scrolling quite far down already, and I don't see any as well.
Yeah, just control Fing 4. That's a mistake because 2024 is the recent year, but... No, he wins quite a few times with 4-0 though.
Yeah. I've noticed that as well.
I don't think he's ever lost.
He lost 4-0 to herO as well 2 years ago.
No.
In the Africa World Invitational.
That's something. Africa World Invitation. It's been a while. To be fair, I haven't lost 4-0 in a while either, so...
Yeah, I can't remember it myself.
I don't think I ever lost 4-0.
I don't play many best of 7s myself.
Yeah, me neither. I've played like 3 in my life. Yeah, so maybe it's not that rare of a fact. But I guess he plays quite a few.
Yeah, he gets to the finals and he's consistently good in the finals.
Yeah.
Where he takes maps at the very least.
Oh, my stream quality just went crap. The same for you or no?
Yes.
Okay, nice. So consistent. What time are you in game?
122.
120, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. There we go. Yeah. All right. Did he try to go for a block? I kind of missed that.
I don't think so, because the gas is too early for 15H, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this so far was just really rough for Dark. We were kind of joking in the last game, but he was getting completely destroyed while I was making fun of the Baning bust. Because he was just dead, so... I wonder if without our commentary, our viewers all realized how dead Dark was.
Yes, of course. All of my viewers are very intelligent.
Yeah, I know. If the average viewer,
the average viewer.
Average StarCraft viewer.
But viewers of the Harstem channel, most likely. They all called it out in the chat as well. People, before you started mocking me for the aggressive bailing bust, the chat already was doing that. They all knew it. This has to be very annoying if you're Dark, just getting eaten like this, time after time.
Yeah. He didn't get to play a game yet. I mean, we know that early game is not Dark's strength, but usually he doesn't just die like this.
Yeah. He's actually gonna need to tighten up against herO.
He will, yeah.
Imagine how scared I will be if Dark also transfers that skill to the other matchups then, you know? He's getting pushed to do this. He's been getting away with some sloppy stuff for a long time now.
Yeah. He cleaned it up in his CVZ. His early games are not as bad anymore.
Yeah, he just needs to be pushed. He needs to be pushed by people to do it. I mean, you can't go 0-4 4 times in a row just in every early game. And I see all other Zergs do fine in the early game and lose in the mid game.
Yeah.
Like it's not okay. Not if you're his caliber of player. Send a couple of links out. This is gonna be once again that Oracle and the Void Ray. I like this build, Lambo. I'm gonna tell you that. I like this build. Still have that threat of the first Oracle, which usually is the Oracle that gets the most done anyway. Because you generally get 1 or 2 workers for free, depending a little bit on the angle you move in and where the queens are positioned. So you get that initial damage still. You have that pressure out on the map. You get that scout as well. And then with the Void Ray, you clear the Overlords. And then...
It has a blank counter though. The blank counter is just having 10 links at the third base ready for the 2 adapts because the Void Ray is not out in time. So you cannot just play this every game as well.
True.
But I'm not sure Dark knows about it. I mean, if he thinks about it, he will know for sure. But because the Void Ray obviously builds longer than the Oracle. Right?
It's so easy to forget sometimes. I've been thinking a lot about what you said 3 days ago, I think it was, when we were talking about the TVZ build. And then you said, when you play against it, it feels like this build has no counter, but every build has a counter. And it's very true. Sometimes you just don't know it yet. But there's always, every build always has like some type of weakness. Whether it's like a very small weakness like that, or like a more gaping, you know, a hole in the defense somewhere. There's always something. As a Dark is gonna try to go for a Roach Queen all-in, which by the way also would blast the 8-gate hardcore. Holy cow.
Well, it's not 8. He is going Twilight Robo Forge.
Yeah, this is not 8-gate, but if he would have done this before, it would have, you know.
I think this is a... Yeah, I think this is a good scenario though for Dark. I think this is too much tech.
Too much tech.
And he's trying to defend his third base against basically what is a 2-base all-in.
Yeah.
I think you got a second third already.
Yeah. It's gonna try to hold this. It's really difficult because you need so much static in multiple bases on this map as well, because you're gonna be split off, right? You have a lot of units at the third base. I think if you do this, you should almost just full wall. Or actually, you should just full wall as well. Just throw down that second Cyber Core next to it. Loses the Void Ray, which is really bad. Because that's a lot of damage you're going to need against the Lynx. Not just now, but later on specifically. Because for Ravagers to commit past even a semi-finished wall is pretty scary as a Zerg. So you always see the Ravagers kind of outside until that wall completely disappears.
Yeah. There are also Void Rays are decent against Zerglings in general.
Yeah.
Zerglings always will overextend. But yeah, herO just didn't realize this was going on quick enough. Got too much tech, got too many probes, and he's trying to defend a base that he's not supposed to defend. Like you can see the Stalker chilling with 2 batteries, 2 cannons at the third base.
Yeah. Yeah, that all could have been in a natural. Yeah. That is one of the downsides as well of this, is that if you don't have a second Oracle, so these Oracle counterattacks would feel a lot worse.
Yeah.
So usually against this build, one of the things that you can do is that you just give up your third, keep the probes alive, continue probe production, and get infrastructure, and then you counterattack with your oracles. And because all queens are gone, it is really easy to get 10, 12, 13 workers or so, because there's no queens, just a spore. So unless you're, well, an idiot, or you have 500 ping, you're just going to kill a lot of drones. Like that's a given pretty much. So you can get a pretty big lead there when it comes to the worker count. It's kind of a weird game. Your opponent has a third, you don't, but they have no drones, and you have a lot of probes. So the moment your own third finishes up, your eco is insane. And also because you're getting tech behind it, you're getting your +1 and maybe charge or Archon, you're actually going to be in a pretty decent spot. Like it's usually fairly winning for the Protoss after, depending on when the Zerg realizes that they need the drone again. But here, herO, yeah, he realized a bit too late. Has that Oracle Void Ray combination, which is not great for that counter attack. way too much attack trying to defend the third base, which is not possible. Losing the Void Ray instantly doesn't help either. But even with that Void Ray, I think he has no chance.
Yep. When is it better to go Hive and try to drop creep to transfuse? Wait, what? Oh, lair, I guess.
Yeah.
It's just a different. It is just a different Queen Walk that has a different response. Like this Queen Walk, I think you can defend it with basically everything if you sack the third base, and then counter attack with the oracles.
Yep.
And the one where you drop creep, it just beats some build orders that are greedy straight up. Like maybe the charge lot build, a lot of the charged icon builds for sure.
Yeah. Investing, what is it? 800 gas into 2 Archons is not great if you're being Ravager all in. And otherwise you just have a lot of gas floating, which you could build Sentry, yeah. Most charged lot Archon builds feel awful against this crap.
So I rinsed Smurf Twitch account.
What? No, I missed it. What did she say?
The Twitch chat knows.
Okay.
Proxy Edge Spine Rushing coming? No, not quite. This looks to be just a normal opener this time around on Oceanborn. What do you think Dark's gonna do? He kind of got a little bit of momentum on his side, but he just... It's not like he played a normal game.
What's he gonna do, Lambo? I don't know. Even when he's winning, I have no clue what he's about to do. If I were Dark, I would all in 3 more times. Because the issues that he had in the previous game it felt connected with just the way that he plays his standard early game.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not so much the third game he lost, because that was such a wild game. I think that had more... I guess it also was an early game issue, but it was different. The first 2 games, I think... So if I were playing this, I'd feel so insecure about my early game at that point that I would just give up. Like, on trying to play the early game in a standard approach. So you're just... And he has a lot of crap that he can do, right? He has... He used to link flood a lot. He still does it every now and again. He can proxy hatch. He can roach walk. He does the Nidus builds. Like, I feel like I don't think that Dark is incapable of playing a good early game, but to me, it seems like he doesn't have a good enough grasp on the lower Oracle style that herO is playing now, with just a hard-hitting build as a follow-up. So, I'd say just go for something aggressive, is what it feels like.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I wouldn't mind a Baning build. A Baning opener, where he either goes for a big Ling Bane aggression himself against Turbos, or just plays him defensive Ling Bane.
Yeah, take a little bit of momentum at least in the game. Yeah. Might actually get this Adept, which would be nice. He's gonna get it. That is a good start. It always feels really, really bad if you lose one of your first 2 Adepts. Because it makes it so scary to take your third base as well, if you're a Protoss player. Because you don't have the 2 Adepts there. You're only going to have 1 Adept. Or you'll need to build a 4th Adept, then your third base gets delayed an insane amount. So you get this like kind of awkward thing where maybe you even need to build like an extra pylon to get your next Oracle out, and then the Adept, and it all sucks. I guess it's not much of an issue if you're only going 2 Oracle though, which is probably what herO's going to be doing again. Sends this bad boy in, is going to get 2 kills, maybe even 3. Yeah, gets 3. Good control on the Oracle. Dark tried to pull the Queen from the main base. 10 more drones on the base. Gonna get a 3rd Oracle here. Yeah, so now you need another pylon ideally before this base, because this feels a little bit awkward. It's gonna have like
I guess it's...
Sorry?
Yes. I guess it's gonna be minorly supply blocked on pro production.
Yeah, and also you can't warp in that case. So it's like... It feels really awkward.
Look, there's a Baning Nest, just like we alluded to.
2 gases. That's a bit quick now.
That's pretty normal, I think. It is...
Really? On 39?
Well, 2 extra gases. Oh, I thought that he just took a second one. No, that's crazy, actually.
Yeah.
That's a... That's even for a Baneling Island. You usually do that with 2 gas. So yeah, that's crazy. But he's gonna do the Link Bane aggression that we were talking about.
Have all gases been spotted now? At least this one has been spotted. It's a weird gas to take, by the way, on the outside. Easier to scout for the oracles often. As herO gets the full fly around, he should not activate his pulsar beam after getting this info. There's a couple of adepts on the map, sees a link count. Doesn't have a battery yet, 2 more adepts defensively. Dark back into droning here. 6 more drones on the way. I feel like he's giving up on his plan after being scouted, which makes some sense. herO should be trying to return with his oracles right now.
Did he cancel? He made a 3rd Oracle, I'm pretty sure. Did he cancel it?
I saw it as well.
At least. Oh no, it's there.
Yeah.
He just leaves nothing at home. Okay, that Oracle just AFK'd and died.
Nice.
That was not good from herO. These Oracles will get some decent damage done. It's crazy to me that he ran across him with all 3 Oracles actually.
Yeah, that was wild.
While also losing adepts. His adept trade at home wasn't even that good. Yeah, I think he has 2 adepts right now.
Yeah.
And that 3 gas literally makes no sense, by the way. You
Yeah,
don't
just
need 3 gases
gas.
for Baning Olening.
Yeah.
You absolutely do not. Even if you go +1 melee and then you Baning Olen, you do
still
not
play
need 3 gas.
Yeah.
I do not know where the hell he got the idea of a 3rd gas from. But that was just, I mean, it's just a mistake. You can see him throwing the gas.
But technically, this game, well, I don't want to say it's over, but it's really, really good for herO right now. It's just important that these Banelings don't deal any damage. We have 2 Stalker Warp in. herO not responding at all. Is going to lose a lot of probes here. He's going to lose every single probe. And now the game, all of a sudden, looks pretty fine for Dark. Is he going to wall?
No. No, but I mean, yeah, that was really bad for herO. It was just, this wasn't even a real attack. It was just a 12 Baneling run by.
Yeah. Huh. I mean, if that doesn't happen, I actually think the game just ends, no? There's no +1. +1 for herO is quicker. He's gonna have Blink already, has a Prism on the way. If he actually gets to execute his build, like some freaking 8-gate +1 Blink, while he's getting charge and +2, I don't see a way for Dark to hold on to a 4th base. Like, I don't think I'm wrong, right?
Are you not surprised to see charge here? I thought he was just gonna Stalker Sentry on it, to be honest.
I'm surprised to see sentries.
Okay.
I feel like sentries are so rare these days with these types of pushes because it means you're kind of committed to a position often. While with Stalkers, you're never committed to a position.
That's true, but he was floating some gas. He has, like, his gas to mineral income ratio is skewed because he lost all of the probes, right? So that's, I think, why he needs the sentries. Also, sentry islands are good against non-Roachborn builds, which Dark did get a delayed Roachborn, so he would be fine against it. He can make Ravagers. Anyway, I think this is just an uphill battle now for herO, who's now trying to do something without pro production. So I'm still a little bit surprised to see Chargelots as a follow-up. But he's gonna try either way. He even made a 4th Oracle.
He does this fairly often when going for these 2.5 base all-ins. He used to do this a lot. Just 4 Oracles, sometimes even 5 if he lost more than 1 Oracle. He's gonna lose. This is terrible. Dark is floating a crap ton of money as well. Just built 10 drones. Dark is fully unaware of what is going on here. He has no clue.
This game was not good by either player, honestly.
Yeah.
But Dark will win this game decisively, just based on off the Baning run by.
As he should. Yeah, this game was it was a very confusing game. I think the reason why it was confusing for Dark is because Dark wanted to go for an all-in, then got scouted, believed that herO would respect it, then herO didn't respect it, and his Baneling run by won the game. Which is just a very odd sequence to happen. These Zealots actually dealing some damage. There's a bunch of Roaches idling in the back. Would be very helpful to have them in the fight here, Dark. As attacks his own creep tumor there. Queens in the front transfusing. This still should be absolutely fine for Dark, but not the greatest level of play so far here. I felt like the first few games out of herO were phenomenal, but he definitely dropped the ball in this game, at least a little bit, because he had the Stalker Warp in at home. It felt like there was a response there to these Banelings. Of course, the Baneling split was good by Dark, realizing they come from 2 sides rather than just from 1 side. Then once they close in, you're going to lose your pro, but still, it is surprising.
I mean, I don't think I don't blame him too much for not looking at the minimap because his response was a little slow there with the probes. Like theoretically, if you're super fast, you can work in sentry maybe.
Yeah, but you should have an
block with the
oracle at home
stalkers.
just scouting areas, no?
Exactly. What I'm blaming him for is he sees at Baning Nest, he sees 3 gas, he sees lack of drones at the natural after blocking. Obviously, the natural is the one which with fewer workers. I don't get how he moves out with every adept and all oracles.
Hello? That looked
Hello.
sick. His micro is very good with the oracles.
Yeah, he's good with oracles. Very good.
Is it, Lambo? Is it possible? Is the dream alive?
Maybe if we're on the C stream of Katowice, I'll give you a different answer to hype it up, but it's not.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a game again. Welcome to the World Championship of StarCraft II. Oh no. This is over still. I started to believe for a second. Okay, if he kills another 25 now though.
Another 25. He needs for the Vipers to not abduct his disruptors and Dark to clamp up all his units. And then I'm a believer.
Like, I know we're joking, but you know, okay. Yeah,
Just
if
3
there were
Vipers
no
against-
Vipers, he had no baneling speed, and half the army value, then all of a sudden we'd have a game on our hands.
Also, if Dark just does nothing and herO somehow maxes out and then he's... Yeah.
Yeah, but that max out's gonna take a while for it to be worth of anything.
I mean, he's not gonna wait. He just checked for run-bys on the map and now he's going.
Okay, what if he hits every disruptor shot, like right in the dead center?
The High Templars, he tried to keep them in High Templar form to
The feedback.
feedback, yeah, but it's not happening. Parasitic bomb even on the Oracles is cute. As there's nothing else left to abduct, there's only Stalkers trying to hold their position. They're bunched up against the mineral lines. The Baneling's gonna blow up the entire Nexus and GG is called. And it's a 2-3.
Yeah. Yeah, Dark did try to take some momentum this game. I'm happy he tried to. It felt like herO was less powerful because of that. Oh my god.
I cannot believe that Dark took a 3rd gas while playing Lingbane. Because I don't understand in what universe. He's such an experienced player and he does this so frequently. He should know the amount of gas he needs.
Maybe
for
he
a
wanted to do
Lingbane
something
run.
different.
Do you think the Bailing Nest was meant to be a roach run and he wanted to queen walk again? He misclicked the Bailing Nest.
Like, honestly, maybe. It's possible, no?
Yeah, it looked like a queen walk setup. Because you need the gas for Ravagers, but you don't need that
Yeah.
much gas for Bailings.
Yeah, I was very confused. It felt fast. So far the games have not been very close. Like literally every game has been extremely one-sided, just massive stomps back and forth. We've seen a lot of different strategies. I think a different No, we saw the Zealot attack
Rajah
twice. Yeah, but everything else has been different. So that's been nice. But I wouldn't mind seeing an actual game at some point as well, where they get,
Would be cool, yeah.
they trade with. Because I feel like I actually really want to see herO go up against someone that doesn't just straight up die. Like, I just want to see herO Reynor again, basically, because that was a fun series.
Yep.
That's actually what I want to see, yeah. And I feel like Dark should be capable of giving us these games as well. I just hope we accidentally land in a mid game here. But until then, we're on side Delta with a hatchery in the natural for Dark. That's going to make matters a little easier. He went for the 15 hatch. herO attempted a hatch block, but failed because Dark took it earlier. I'm going to have to wait and see how this is all going to evolve from here on out.
Dark actually plays so many all-ins nowadays against Protoss that I'm very sad that he just died in the games where he meant to play +1 missile and Roachborn because I wanted to see what he actually has in store. I have no clue how Dark even plays nowadays. Does he play Lurkers?
Yeah. Yeah. He built lurkers.
Interesting.
Yeah, he does. And lots of Hydras. Like crazy amounts of Hydras. he doesn't deal super well with Storm. But if there's no Storm, he performs pretty well.
It's against Mass Stalkers, that is.
No, but also just like I've seen him even do okay-ish against Storm with the Hydra. He gets a lot of Hydra. I think it was against herO as well. I was watching him play, and he legit had an army against like Carrier Storm, and it was like Infestor, Lurker, and then like 37 Hydras or something crazy. Then a couple of Vipers in there. Yeah, he lost, but it was a really cool game. He is super active and just like. I feel like the way that Dark plays is the way that a developer would want the game to be played, you know? He has like groups of units running around the map, and they're randomly kind of assembled, it feels like. It's just it's like 5 links, there's a Corruptor is in there as well, and then a Viper somewhere behind it, 2 Overseers, half a Lurker, 3 Banelings, and they just run in the base and they destroy the base, and then he runs away with it. And it's like, his late game is very Zergy, you know, just constantly attacking, trying to trade. Actually, it was a good game. It was on one of the new maps. I think it was played in late December, or like mid-December or so. It was against herO. Did you see the new map where the 3rd base is a gold, but it is completely walled off from the rest? So if you put Adepts and Stalkers there, that gold you can't mine from it.
That sounds terrible, but no, I did not see that.
But you can take a different 3rd base. But every time I saw Zergs play on that map, they just looked probably... Because the first time they played the map was when they played the map in the tournament. They probably look at the base like, oh, this one has gold minerals, let's take that one. And then herO put 4 Stalkers there. The game was not so good anymore. Yeah.
Alright, I have to go AFK for like a couple of minutes. Be right back.
Okay, go ahead. Can't wait to see him back soon. Okay, what do we have over here? Double Adept shading in towards the main, tricking the links to kind of commit towards the main. Well, tricking. They're forcing links to commit kind of to the main base side. Spore not done yet, and the queens were actually kind of out of position there. That's going to be 3 workers. That's quite a lot for an initial fly-in towards the main base if you didn't manage to block. So, good start here for herO. Also managed to pop out with his Adepts. That was a fast Spore as well, which cost money. People don't realize that. They see Zergs lose drones. Like, oh, why don't you just get 3 Spores per base? You don't lose drones anymore. Like, oh, you lose a lot of mining time. It also costs freaking money, which costs you more mining time. Because if you don't have money, you don't have enough money to turn larvae into drones. It's like it just keeps snowballing and then you're poor. That's what it is, okay? Here we go. He's gonna try a stasis. Ooh! Almost feel like Dark could have focused the Oracle there. Didn't want to take the risk. Did right-click that stasis, though, and is absolutely fine. That's minus 50 energy. That's painful. Triple Oracle coming out of herO. It's so funny that we've seen herO just completely destroy his opponent with very tight 2 Oracle builds. Look at this supply block, by the way. This is what Lambo and I are talking about when we mean that Dark's early game isn't tight. Like, he just built 6 Overlords while being supply block at 66. Like, this is a very big mechanical error. That is, it just is a very big mechanical error, and it's not supposed to be happening. And it isn't happening to the other Zergs. And it is fine if Dark, you know, if he plays against somewhat of a defensive build. But if he plays against these tight attacks, it's not fine at all. Because we saw him die twice. I think this was triple Oracle, no? Or is there just 2? Did I misread this? I thought there was a 3rd Oracle. It's going to be the charge lot build once more, but I'm only seeing 2 Oracles. I swear I thought I saw 3. I love the Stalker fake here, by the way. He's really trying to sell... He's trying to sell a blink attack. An illusion. That's what he's selling here. He's an illusion seller. A little bit of cash in the bank for Dark. He's waiting perhaps for some larva to pop. Not sure what to do with that. He's going to get 15 roaches. I think Dark made the read. I'm not entirely sure how, because this observer often provides us with incomplete information. Yeah, okay, so there's 3 oracles. So it was a trick. I think if you scout this, the main goal for herO should be, you want to try taking out these queens maybe, and once you see that there's too much stuff, you probably try to move towards the fort base. I think fighting this and losing the zealots is actually a pretty mediocre call. This was still with a poor early game, but because this was a triple Oracle build rather than a double Oracle build, it hit much later. And thus, we don't really see a big result. So in my mind, what you're supposed to do here is move towards the fort base with all your zealots and fly your oracles towards the main natural, and then your zealot follow-up attack, like the next 8 that comes in, they run towards the third. So you're still attacking 3 places at the same time. Like it's a really nice, like it's a neat rotation because you hit the middle, you see there's too much, move to the right, your run by goes to the left, roaches will be chasing your main army, oracles go to the main, so the queens go to the main. So third should be empty or main should be empty. So there's like a lot of rotations. If you have a lot of moving pieces and your opponent has too much stuff, it is much better to keep these moving pieces alive rather than losing them for a bad trade. This was a good move. Well, was it? He has 4 oracles. There's no Hydra then. That trade wasn't great, but a counterattack is almost impossible due to the oracle numbers. He can't drone up because he doesn't have a 4th. So
I'm back, by the way.
Unless Dark manages to magically appear on the other side of the map with a couple of queens, that was an okay trade because it forces an attack. And I don't think herO can die if you have 6 oracles, right? That seems hard. He's wasting too much energy on random crap though. I don't understand that at all.
Yeah. I'm surprised he goes Robo with this even. I don't think...
No,
he goes Mass Oracle, Stalker Zealot, basically. And he makes a Robo before the forward base. I would have thought you would get the forward base faster. Well, here comes the attack either way. It's a lot of Stalkers done with Blink. The Oracles all have enough energy to activate. I'm surprised they didn't do it yet. Which means the Banelings will all enter the mineral line. Which I think is a blunder from herO. He's still... What? Did he just blink forward?
Yeah.
Why?
I'm not entirely sure. Situation is fine though, as he still has that forward base, has superior superior upgrades at least. Dark's still trying to continue building links, gets the Hydra then as he realizes he's gonna need something to deal with these oracles. This game is still fairly over in favor of herO.
Yeah, it is. And this was not perfect defense by any means.
No,
he could have blocked the Banelings, activated the oracles sooner, not blink forward when all the units were still in range.
Yeah. It's so funny because I think that Zealot... Did you see the Zealot trade onto the hatch?
Yeah, I saw it.
Because it feels bad because it's like an empty base, but I wonder what the correct response is out of Dark because it feels so bad, right? You're already maxed out on drones on 3 bases and herO's 4th is done. It's like, are you really going to sit there and be outmined by a Protoss? Or are you going to move across the map and then you get surprised by freaking 3 more oracles that he built during this time? Like, do you have to build a Hydra then, no?
I mean, I can tell you what the counter to his build is. It's just, you can literally go 66 drone and go Roach Hydra and attack with like 180 supply.
Yeah.
What is he gonna do?
Well, he's probably leave the game after you hit him.
Because he goes Stalkers and then double Forge and a Robo, but no, he doesn't have splash damage. Yeah. I don't see what he does against it. You don't even need a fourth base. 66 drones is enough to make Roach Hydra. You don't need even both Hydra upgrades. I think you need like 160 to 180 supply, go. I think that's a complete counter to what herO's doing. But yeah, he's in a very rough spot. So now he's trying to turtle up again, I guess. He's gonna get the Prism for free though, which is a nice start.
Well, it's not free if you then lose 8 roaches, but almost free. Yeah, herO's being a little bit aggressive here, as we're used to. Has sentries in the army, so can control chokes. Has a couple of immortals in here, so can control the roaches. And is transitioning into Colossus already, which means that these Hydras are soon gonna fall off. We're gonna need some type of hive tech here in the near future for Dark. He's still on 66 drones, 5 gases even. He is like... If you were to see this as a toss, you'd think that this guy is all-inning, but Dark is just desperately trying to stay alive.
I think he's gonna attack. I think this is an all-in. I think it's basically he's realized what I said, but it's just
too late.
It's not. Yeah, it's his plan B. It wasn't his. plan A. You can't do a failed Baneling attack and then go into this.
Yeah.
But that's where we're at. I mean, at the very least, if he hits now, it's one Colossus without range. So if he gets a good concave, there's only one shield battery here. His army is pretty big. Upgrades.
2-2 upgrades though versus
Yeah.
1-0. Guardian Shield active, Super Battery activates as well. A couple of Force Fields still, a triple Immortal in the back too. I mean, this is an ambitious plan. We see the Infestation Pit go down. But yeah, this is fairly over right now. herO could start his +3 attack, has already started his 5th base, and all of these things just make sense to me. I think you're gonna get 3-3 upgrades, and then the game ends, or you're gonna push across the map here, and the game ends. He's building Disruptors, which I once again think is the correct call at this moment. Just try to get some splash as like kind of a transition splash, rather than, you know, the Storm is going to be real powerful, but Disruptor, it's going to keep like all the big robo units alive. Makes it so hard to dive on them with anything. I just don't really see a way here for Dark.
Yep, it's looking very rough for him.
Like everything is just getting sealed off by herO. Any opportunity that Dark could have to come back in this game, I think herO has a pretty decent answer for. It's going to be kiting back a little bit as well here. Doesn't want to just stand there and take it. Immortal's now actually being taken out. The WW gets called as herO wins the series with a 4-2 score, and thus will advance on to the loser bracket finals versus Reynor. The winner of that will be fighting herO tomorrow in the grand finals in a best-of-9 format, in which every single map is going to be played. But we have one more match today first, and that will be Reynor versus herO. I think we're going to give herO a little bit of a break so he can, I mean, mentally recharge. That was a series that lasted for 1 hour and 15 minutes. Always nice to have a little time off, maybe visit the restroom or whatever. But, wow. Not a bad performance.
Yeah, he did win 3 times with his Zealot build. I highly doubt that this would be possible against Reynor after he just saw it. I mean, I think that it's pretty funny. Usually when I have like Gold League players or Platinum players and they ask me what to play, I just tell them, you just max out on Roach Hydra because, you know, it can shoot up and down. It's units with a high HP pool. But it's usually really bad at high level because then they would ask me, so why don't you play this? But I think against this, it is literally the perfect answer. Like, I don't think there's anything herO can do with the setup. Unless he somehow reacts and gets Disruptors in time, which I think is the only way for him to stay alive.
Yeah. You really think that's the only way to stay alive?
No. Against Roach Hydra, if he starts like this, yeah. For sure. If he starts with 30 Zealots, I mean, you don't even need to take a fort. You can't do this. The Zealot split ups. Try to gain value. You just have Zealot, Stalker. And he makes many Oracles as well, which is really bad against this. I guess big stasis wards could do something.
I think the magic number might be 6 gates.
Probably. The magic number is always
Lower
less than...
Yeah. I was doing 4. My initial hit is just as hard, but I feel like the second wave of Zealots, I think I underrated. The fact that there's like freaking 7 more Zealots show up, that's pretty big. With +1, that feels powerful. Allows for some sneaky rotations. I think his build is good, but there's definitely counters. We're going to see how that's going to pan out versus Reynor. I'm actually curious how that's going to work.
You think he's going to play it? Probably.
Yeah.
I think he's going to play it maybe once. I think there's no
He'll
way
play
he's
it
going to
twice.
play it.
100%.
I don't know. I think he's going to play it once, get stumped, and then not play it again.
No, he's going to play it twice. I think he's even going to win with it once as well. He's going to play it early on in the series and later on in the series. Single win. Okay, let me do some quick shout-outs, see what we got here. Fable Senpai with a Twitch Prime. Duvo SE2 with the Twitch Prime. Thank you so much, boys. Power Mose with the 37-month resub. And USMC Vet Gamer with the raid. Fantastic. Thanks, everyone. Is it actually a best of 8 tomorrow? I thought that there was no winner's advantage for herO. I just checked earlier. Yeah. He doesn't start with 1-0 up. I couldn't find it in the rules either, so I could be wrong, but I think it's just a regular best of 9. So I don't think he starts with... Usually you'd start with 1-0 up if there's an upper bracket, lower bracket system, but I don't think it's the case here. If herO and max packs didn't exist, the game would be the same, but it would seem unbalanced to some people. Same. Now, if all the top 20 Zergs wouldn't exist, the game would be the same, but it would seem imbalanced to other people. No? I don't understand this. If the top 100 players didn't exist, the highest level would be worse, but people would still think it's very impressive. If no one played StarCraft, the game would be dead. We could throw infinite hypotheticals at each other here. But I don't quite get what the point is. If the top 100 didn't exist, Harstem would be world champ. No, I wouldn't exist. I am top 100. How bad do you think I am? Just saying balance isn't shown by which race wins what. No, that's true. I'm not entirely sure how you should judge balance, generally. It seems very hard. No? All right. What rank are you, though? Let me check. I wonder if yesterday's result already was introduced. I don't think so. I'm ranked 35 currently. Number 19 non-Korean. But after my destruction of Australia, I'm expecting to raise at least a rank. Yeah, maybe that doesn't work like that. He's the worst versus TOS as well. Actually fairly close when it comes to PvP. So I get a couple of points for that. Dear Harambo, do you have any advice for a Protoss switching to Terran? I was inspired by Captain's rants, defeats, Patchville, and all those games he plays on ladder as Terran. Have trouble with late game transitions for now. Any advice? Get some real builds, is my advice. Yeah, I think Lambo is typing with people. But yeah, just get some actual builds. Practice them. Once you have the builds down with Terran, the race actually plays itself. I'm not joking. I often say that, but the race... Like, once you have the... At some point in your Terran life, something's gonna click in your head, and all of a sudden, everything makes sense. And you won't really need build orders anymore. Terran is also the easiest race to learn builds with, because all timings seem to naturally flow into each other. There seem to hardly ever be any worker cuts or responses. You just build the structures when you know they need to be built. It's the most intuitive race of all, once you figure it out. It's also the most fun to craft build orders with. I also think it's the most unexplored race out of the three. Timing-wise, just everything. There's so many... Like, Terran has an infinite amount of builds they can play. Because all factory units are viable. Except the Thor. So there's so much... And also, every single starport unit is viable. Except the BC in some matchups. So there's like so many different things you can do, and you can... So it's very fun. I think if you really enjoy strategy, you first should learn a lot of regular builds and then understand how the race works. Because most Terrans have no clue how the race works. If you understand how the race works and you see, okay, this is like when the barracks are supposed to be added, it becomes very fun. This is how reactors and tech labs. I think the macro initially is the biggest hump because it is kind of, it feels a little bit complex and overwhelming and you're very busy with it. Once you figure that out with Terran, it plays itself. It actually does. You just need to remember to macro, then you're fine. Do you think someone with peripheral neuropathy in the right hand can still enjoy StarCraft II ladder? I'm sorry, I don't know what peripheral neuropathy is in the right hand. Limited mobility? No, one more time. Peripheral Neuropathy. Happens when the nerves that are located at the brain and spinal cord are damaged. This condition often causes weakness, numbness, and pain, usually in the hands and feet. I have no clue. I'm not a doctor. I mean, you can enjoy the game watching. If it hurts a lot to play, I would not recommend it. That doesn't sound fun to me. But this sounds very personal. I don't know. I don't have this. I think there are very many different ways you can enjoy the game. Like you can be just a spectator. You can try to play. There's people that have played with like an Xbox controller or just with a keyboard. If that, like, I'm not sure if an Xbox controller is less hard on the mouse hand. Or I'm not sure which hand even gets the most strain, but you could consider switching hands of which you use the mouse, like with your non-dominant hand using the mouse. And then just not playing very fast on the keyboard hand. But I don't know. Like I'm sorry. So I guess it depends a little bit where you, like how much pain you have. And I think this is very personal. I don't know. Impossible for me to say, yeah. I saw a mod where lurkers move slowly while burrowed. What do you think would happen if this got the StarCraft II ladder? I think a lot of Terrans would quit. That's what I think would happen. Why don't Protoss just build Tempest to wreck Terran? 2 reasons. 1, because Vikings are out. So there's a couple of problems with the air upgrades come naturally to Terran and they don't come natural to Protoss. The limiting factor for most things Protoss does is often gas. Investing very early in upgrades can suck. When it comes to air upgrades, you're going to need a fleet beacon to continue upgrading as well. So the transition takes very long. From the time where you need a fleet beacon to when you have +3, that basically is your transition time. Although with Tempest, it is not as important to get crazy upgrades. And then there's a problem that they already have good upgrades on their Vikings. And they usually still have Vikings left over from the Colossus phase. So you're usually transitioning into a unit that is already pre-countered. Tempest only become very good against Terran once you have a completely stable setup with cannons everywhere. So as long as you don't have that, the Tempest are not very good because they're already countered. If you're fighting in the middle of the map, like this, the strength of the Tempest is the fact that it has a range advantage, right? So you want to fight over longer periods of time where you're not being hit and they are being hit. That can often be done by standing covered by storms, covered by like map features. So having a good position on the map where it's hard for your opponent to move towards you without losing units. Or if you have static defense or a combination of all these 3 things. And usually once TOS is stable on Tempest, I think TOS is favored in the late game against Terran by quite a bit as well. I actually think it's very good for TOS because there's no real counter to the Tempest. I think range is one of the most important things in the late game in a completely stable game. I just think that the process of getting there is extremely long. And on top of that, getting to a stable game against Terran is close to impossible in my mind. Because they destroy static defense. Whereas against Zerg, versus Zerg, if you have 15 cannons and you have 2 Templar, that area is very secure. Even if you have 5 cannons and a Templar, that area is very secure. If you have 5 cannons and a Templar versus Terran and 2 medevacs with 2 Ghosts show up, that area is not secure at all. You might kill a Marauder if you're lucky. So it's very, very difficult in my mind to do it. That's why we don't see it. It's not because Protoss players are idiots, although that might also play into it. I think on some maps it might be easier to do than others, where you could say I'm going to just sit on 5 bases and quickly transition into this. And I think it also, like late game air units are used too little for Protoss players. But the main reason why we don't see it so much is because of what I just said.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm back.
Harstem, if you fully dedicated to Terran, how long do you think it would take to get near your TOS level? It depends on what you define with near TOS. I actually wonder as well how long it would take. Maybe a year? If I were to dedicate my time full time? I think it'd take quite a while.
Question for Lambo: what do you do as a Zerg against a Tempest Rush?
Yeah.
You gotta Spire as fast as possible. The key is if you realize your opponent skipped extra Stargate units, which you need to do in order to get the gas for the Fleet Beacon, extra Stargate, that you need to react with a fast lair. There's a lack of gateway units that you will scout, there's a lack of sentries, a lack of extra Stargate units. The moment you realize this, you can blindly make a... Well, you should get a lair at a reasonable time and right away start a Spire. Because it will almost always be a Fleet Beacon build, either Carriers or Tempest.
Which race do you think is most fun playing at 3500 MMR? I think at 3500 MMR, it's not so about the race that's fun, but what you want to do. Because you can technically just do everything, because all responses to what you do are terrible. Like, no one really has good textbook responses, so everything is viable. You can play what you want, just whatever. All right, I think we're live.
We're live. Are you 31 seconds? 32?
I'm at 38. Oh my god.
I mean, I still don't
German
every
internet,
time
am I
for you.
right, guys?
I click live and I'm 5 seconds ahead already. Like, okay, you need to tell me when you're at 50.
50, 51,
Okay.
52.
Okay. We're same now. We're same.
There we go.
Unbelievable. I slow down my stream for 10 seconds every day.
I wonder why that is. It makes no sense. My internet is so sick as well. Except the one day it didn't work. But always, it's good internet. You know that I think I actually got tricked though in a contract. So I'm a bit of an idiot. I didn't quite realize this, but I had a 2-year internet contract. This is a fake camera, so we're not gonna... Wait, is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not gonna pay attention to this. I had a 2-year internet contract, which was running out as I got the new house. And then I signed a new contract because I wanted TV, which I didn't realize also reset my internet contract. But because it's like... So it's like separate contracts, but a combination of some sort. And then I didn't really read the entire thing. And now I'm stuck to a 3-year contract. But meanwhile, this place where I live now has pretty good internet all around. So there's like lots of companies that offer, like, is it called the glass fiber? Yeah, glass fiber. So I could have gotten way cheaper glass fiber internet. And instead I have non-glass fiber internet because my old house didn't have glass fiber. So I have more expensive non-glass fiber internet. I mean, it's still good. I think I get like 200 or something, or 150 or 125 maybe, something like this. But I could have for like, I think like $10 less a month, I could have had 1 gigabyte up and down or something. It's crazy. And then I tried calling them, and the guy, he sounded really happy with himself that I couldn't switch out of my contract. Although he didn't even sell it to me. He was a little bit condescending. It's like, no, you signed the contract. Have you seen the South Park episode?
South Park episode,
where they touch their nipples? Yeah.
I instantly thought of it the moment you started telling me the story.
I was like, man, you work for this company. You're not the freaking CEO or the founder. Like, they're not paying you extra for you to be a prick to me. Nah, he was really glad with himself. Absolute clown. I was not happy. So 2 more years at this point. And then moving companies.
Oh, you're actually shading in the first 2 adapts while playing Glaives, which is a wide move, because if he loses any of the adapts, the Glaives will be so much weaker.
Yeah.
Which he did lose 1. And that's already, like, if you shade in 7 adapts, it's so much worse than 8 adapts against Zerglings.
Yeah, and 8 is so much worse than 9. It's actually crazy. Like, the difference there is really sick. And it kind of stops scaling that well at, like, I think 11 or 12. But before that, every single adept that gets added in, it's like the difference in trading versus links is crazy. Like, it's a huge difference there. So yeah, I completely agree. You hardly never see true commitment to the double adept when there's glaive builds being played. And he's probably following this up with some serious tech as well. He's getting a lot of gas right now.
Well, it's not Dark Shrine because it's an observer. So it's probably just roll away.
Yeah. This is a fast lair, no? Is Reynor misreading?
Yeah. Also, his Roach Horn is late.
Yeah, and he's building drones.
He did not realize what was going on at all.
Did he think he was playing against Oracle?
Oh no, it's okay. He's just playing Wall of. Yeah, I think he skipped Link Speed, right? In that case, it's completely fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I was listening too much to your internet, so I didn't pay attention to the fact that there was no Link Speed. Because in that case, this is a normal response. I'm a little bit afraid for him though, because if you wall the natural, usually the entire point is to have 1 or 2 queens in the main, so the War Prism can't get in. Now the War Prism did get in, so splitting will be a lot harder. I don't think he has anything at the natural. Yeah, exactly. There's nothing there, so he's gonna lose a lot of mining time. And the evolution is also gonna die.
No
so
cancel.
These setups will shade. Yeah, no cancel. These setups will shade into the main base. The other ones can cancel, stay in the natural. 4 more adapts shade in. I'm not sure about fighting the roaches. I think just trying to get to the middle lane is a little bit better.
Yeah.
As already 10 workers at loss is a little bit too much. I mean,
even if you don't get the kills, you're at least forcing mining away. And look how broke Reynor is right now. On top of losing a bunch of workers, just has no cash in the bank. This third base could actually... It's gonna die.
it's gonna die, yeah.
In any normal game, this would be the end of Reynor, no?
In this one too.
Yeah. No! What?
that was a sick call. I mean,
If we lose the prism now, we have a game. Yeah, we're back, boys.
this is so funny to me. It's still
and
over,
the full screen of Reynor's face. Oh boy, if I had a bingo card, it would be filled in right now. Freaking WTL bingo. This is unbelievable.
this would drive me so crazy. You know you already lost. The other guy then lets your hatchery stay alive, then donates a War Prism, and the worst part is you know you still lost.
Has he completely lost though? Is it completely over, Lambo? I can see a world in which Reynor comes. Reynor's really good with Roach Ravager. He is the best Roach Ravager player in the world.
Yeah, I agree. This is as over as Dark versus herO Side Delta pre-Hydra Roach Hydra.
Okay. So there's still a chance. These adepts are gonna cancel their shades. We see a lot of roaches being produced. What Reynor is banking on right now is his opponent being too aggressive, committing to an actual push, but that's not what herO is doing. herO is going with a pretty non-committed attack here, a couple of adepts, see if he can get some damage with these disruptors. Any amount of works he's gonna get will be good. Tries to drop these disruptors as well. It's gonna get... Ooh! Well, a roach, maybe? Did he even get a roach? I'm not sure if he killed anything there.
I think he got 1 roach and lost a lot of HP even on the disruptors, which is a very nice defense from Reynor, who is down 15 workers, by the way.
Yeah, that is painful. And the moment Blink finishes up, life is going to be even more painful. We have a second Forge on the way. Reynor's actually gonna commit to an attack across the map. Disruptors get a bunch of roaches here, so that's the end of this attack. I don't think Reynor can realistically try to continue going on. He will just leave, right, once he sees the Stalkers?
2 more disruptors, yeah, I mean, I don't think he will. Reynor leaves very late. He actually leaves even later than Dark usually. He has the most Blight GG timings out of the non-Blight Zergs.
Yeah. Disruptors here trying to chase these roaches. More Ravagers being constructed right now. As herO is going to commit to a little bit of an attack here, but the only thing that's... Oh my, that was an interesting blink. The only thing that's vulnerable here are going to be 2 disruptors. Everything else can just move back or get picked up by a prism. And if you kind of juggle the disruptors a little bit, you should be capable of saving them as well. Ooh, Reynor's going to set up a flank here. Going to try and come from the back with good biles, good control. Even then, it's not going to be possible, is it?
We're talking about Reynor all-inning, by the way. He's defensively all-inning right now.
Yeah.
To stay alive. It's not like he's on 66... Even if he's on 66 drones, you know, he's still all-inning basically against a double Forge 66 probe, but he's all-inning with 50 workers. He's trying to stay alive at home while running in with a Roach counter-attack. herO just warped in 3 Stalkers at home, so he should still have 5 Stalkers or 5 Gateways on cooldown if he's not supply blocked anymore, which is the case now. He warps those in at the front as well, so let's see if maybe a recall will be forced. It will be. And that means that maybe he can catch this army here.
He can.
Yeah, both disruptors and cooldown. I mean, he cannot not catch the stalkers, but
For a defense, that was as good as it's gonna get. Gets 10 worker kills as well.
You have two the army after the recall forward. And lost 16. What the fuck? The army was move commanding forward instead of defending the roaches right next to where they recall to. You'll have to see it. This will make Reynor feel so much worse about this loss, by the way.
Because let's be real, it's still a loss.
Yes.
Despite all of that, this is still a game that is technically over. Now, Reynor's gonna try the same trick again, this time with Lynx. So they're gonna try to move in. There's a cannon, there's a battery. This is not gonna work at all. He's gonna try and go in the natural. Is there a unit in the wall? No, disruptor moving past. I mean, there's no response quite yet. Stalker's move commanding in here as well. Disruptor's gonna connect a little bit while semi-connecting. 16 workers going down. Reynor here isn't getting hit at all. 73 army value. He's up 14 workers all of a sudden. Still, Reynor doesn't have a fort base quite. He's gonna be down in upgrades. Lynx do get cleaned up at this point. This has been the worst finish I've seen in my entire life out of a professional player here by herO. He's trying his hardest to make this look close. It's like that first series wasn't quite it, but holy crap. He is not playing a good game.
No, this was awful. It reminds me a little bit of him against Nightmare in GSL.
The altitude?
Yeah, altitude game.
That's a classic. You should watch that back if you haven't seen it yet. Was that season 2 or season 3? Season 2.
I don't remember, but that was actually...
That was really sick. I'd hard recommendation on that game for everyone to watch. Some bedtime watching. Alright, 59 workers for Reynor, who's taking a fort base. Queen goes down. So we have no fort on the way yet here for herO. It's getting Colossus at the moment. Bailing speed being researched. Pylons being taken out on the map. As Reynor's position is now better than it's been in the past 5 minutes. But it is still god-awful. He has a bad army. If he gets a lot of Banes out.
If he gets a lot of Banes out and he gets a good fight, this is actually winnable, which is hilarious because this game was
Not winnable.
not winnable.
Yeah.
And not even like not even 5% or something. I don't think I would have given this one 5%, to be entirely honest.
I don't think so.
And
either.
now I would be giving it a lot more. So that is actually crazy. But herO made a series of insane blunders, which I don't think any other top protoss would have. But that's just herO being herO, so he's making it interesting. This also will tilt Reynor if Reynor ends up losing this game.
Yeah. However, if Reynor wins this game,
exactly,
the series is over.
Yeah, 100%.
We can fast forward tomorrow. This Baneling run by has some potential, by the way. There's a cannon, which is gonna be a little bit annoying, the fact that it's there. Reynor's being real patient with it, which is what I like. This is Reynor saying, hey, I think I'm gonna be faster in the moment. I have this setup already. When I think you're not paying attention, that's what I'm gonna run in. So maybe he'll try to run by a couple of links in towards the natural first, or maybe he'll wait for a big attack with Ravagers, or until these Disruptors are doing something. I think Reynor is considering right now, because he knows there's going to be action around the Disruptor. Banelings are moving. We can see it on the mini-map. Lynx at the same time will run in towards the net as well. Here we go. That's going to be a lot of probes. That's 5 only, and there are units there. This didn't quite end up the way Reynor wanted to, but still 7 workers. herO hasn't been building too many workers. Has a huge army, though. The only thing that Reynor is lacking, except for a big army, is creep. And he also lacks tech. Actually, he lacks a lot of things still, but he's been performing okay the past few minutes.
Yeah. I mean, that's not the worst disruptor shot, but these are pre-fight. Another disruptor shot whiffs entirely. There's 2 more where those came from. Zerg's coming in with the flank. I'm a little bit afraid that this is too much Protoss, but Reynor is trying his hardest. The Banelings are connecting somewhere. There's just way too much Stalker Colossus. Yeah.
Dude. Yeah, given this was on ping.
Wait, what do you give him then?
People
Which
play
one of
worse
the
with
mistakes
ping.
don't
No,
count?
this is true.
Yeah.
People,
Yeah.
I think herO struggles with ping because he's such a in the moment player.
Yeah. Sure. Just keep the excuses coming.
Nah, I mean, this was not good. But his phenomenal early game made up for it. What went wrong for Reynor here?
He
In
had
the
no
first
queens in the
6
main.
minutes.
No
Queens in the main. He went
You
for the
need
full
queens in the
wall.
main. Full wall is good. His response is good, but you need at least one queen in the main. It should be two, I think.
Okay. Should be 2. So you can just track the prism, make sure nothing gets warped in there.
Yeah. Without that, it's. I mean, the defense is very simple. If you don't get blocked against glaives in general.
Yeah. God, that was a great game. You know what's funny is that this is actually very similar to the last series between them, where it felt like herO got really far ahead, but then herO didn't manage to get the win. Although this was a different level, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. He was very far ahead on, especially on Solaris, and he threw that one as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, it's gas first against a 15 hatch. Now, we mentioned this many times before. This is theoretically the best opener for Protoss relative to the Zerg opener. There's nothing TOS can do that sets him up for a better position into the first 2.5 minutes of this game.
Well, if you scout after the core and you... Can you, if you scout after the core, check the gas without the probe dying to the Zerglings?
Yeah.
So that would be even better then, because then you can punish the no... Because usually if it's no scout, the Zerg delays the speed even harder than usual.
Hmm.
And you could punish that one way or another. And if they don't scout it, I mean, that would be the ultimate win in the early game.
Yeah. Yeah, so you go now. After Cybercore, you scout.
Yeah.
They arrive at about 2:04. You can scout. You can go into the main,
they-
have a cheeky peek in.
Can you?
Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't
I mean,
you?
the pull is earlier than usual.
Oh,
'cause
that's
it's
true,
15.
actually. I hadn't even considered that. Yeah, but no one builds links, so you'll be fine.
Okay, I mean, yeah. If no one builds links, we'll see when those spawn. He made 2 links from the main. It wasn't right away, but it was.
Nah,
Oh,
you'd,
so it's-
you'd be capable of getting out.
Yeah. So you can see Reynor's not even mining gas now with 3 workers. He's gonna delay his speed basically forever, so he would have no speed against adepts or any other units that you need speed for. You also cannot deny a 3rd base of Protoss. You could basically take a 3rd Nexus without any units. Don't even need an Oracle. So yeah, there's some room there for Protoss to even get further ahead. But this is the best build order matchup for sure. Early on. Someone in chat asked, I thought Extractor Trick is mathematically bad. It's worse to go Extractor Trick with an Overlord than to go 13 Overlord, but this is an Extractor Trick to go for the hatch before the Overlord. That's why we're Extractor Tricking. So in that case, it's not... The mathematically bad is just for when to make the Overlord, basically. Regate? This is an adapt follow-up, right?
I don't know, actually. I haven't seen him play this before. I know.
To me looks like the very old school what Neep always used to play.
Yeah, like 6 to 9 adept attacks with 3 oracles.
Yeah.
This is the build I played versus Jon Snow on Abyssal Reef. The game before the worst game I've ever played in my life. For the people that don't know, I once played against Jon Snow. This was in, I think, was it Austin 2018 or 2017?
Yeah, Austin 20... No, that was 17, I think.
Yeah, I was very jet lagged. I was very tired. This will be it. It was late in the day. I think it was going to be the final match of the DreamHack. And I scouted a 16 pool, and I thought it was a 12 pool. So I had 2 Zealots chronoed and 2 gateways. And
it was yeah.
It was on Belshire Vestige, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was not a good game.
And it was not even 16 pool, it was 17-17.
Oh, yeah, sorry,
so the pool is even later.
Yeah.
And there's a gas, so like...
Yeah. Yeah, it was a rough day for me. Yeah, this is legit the neat build. So you get 7 adepts or so, triple oracle. Zergs have gotten so good at defending this type of stuff. It is an old build though, and sometimes people kind of forget like what the exact sequence is. You only need 1 win with this build as well. So it's yeah. Mm-hmm. I always appreciate when we see these bad boys come back. This is a good shade finish. I think you should recall here in the end, or maybe continue fighting. He's gonna continue fighting. That worked out well. That worked out fairly well there for him. Now he's gonna try hunting for some drones with these adepts. Should cancel. Yep, that was a good cancel. And now I think what?
What was that?
He got 11 drones though. I'm not complaining, but
that stuff was great. I mean, this in one screen captured herO in a nutshell.
Yeah,
the man
going for the
makes great moves.
Yeah.
To just spending a ton of Oracle energy for absolutely no reason while following it up with a Fleet Beacon. I don't know why. I don't know why he went Robo Forge Twilight and now he's going Fleet Beacon second Stargate. No fucking clue.
This guy's a genius. He acts on a higher platform than we do.
For sure, yeah.
So he's now gonna go for a charge lot attack, and then the follow-up will be either
carriers.
It has to be carriers, yeah. Yeah. I freaking love this type of stuff, man. I freaking hate having him be the best player because it's so difficult to copy the stuff he does.
Yeah, it doesn't help with balance arguments.
Your best player makes 10 mistakes. Yeah, it doesn't help with balance arguments. God, that last game is going to be referred to till eternity. Yeah.
No, not that. There's so many. I don't think that one specifically stands out.
It's going to survive. This is actually a really important prism because he has 8 gate. I would love to see +1 as well being researched for the air weapons.
I would. I mean, he's not overseer scouting, but this looks like just a normal Arco Chassid follow-up. So I absolutely don't really blame him for it. I want to see Reynor's face when the first 2 carriers hit.
You think he's going to move out with 2 or going to wait for 4?
Yeah, he's going to wait for 4.
That is actually really cool.
I want to see the full screen one time.
Yeah, this is the only time I want to see the full screen of a player. I'm with you here. Some nice walling out of herO as well. herO's really using this map. This is a very smart build actually for this map because it's already impossible to attack on. herO is known to be super aggressive, so Reynor is going to be heading into the late game with maybe the break on it a little bit. He's not going full force. He'll pedal to the metal here. He's a little bit afraid. We see some roaches trickling in. I really think an Overseer Scout would have been, well, kind of important, especially given the situation. Oh, it's gonna review it to kill a Ling. Which also is an interesting move. But maybe he just doesn't want to attack.
I mean,
even then you want to hide it.
Yes.
You always want to hide it no matter what. Because now, if you're a Reynor, you're just not going to build units anymore now. Wait till your Spire finishes.
No, you have a free pass for late game.
Yeah.
Yeah. If Reynor maxed out on Roach Lingbane, he would have needed to trade away these units. We've talked about this in the TVZ, but this also holds true for this position where it would be very hard for him to trade out these units effectively whatsoever while attacking into herO setup. But yeah, herO doesn't really play late games, so I'm assuming he just maxes out on one army and attacks.
Yeah, with 6 carriers, Mothership, +1. He has Storm. I think I saw that research, right?
Yeah, he has Storm.
Yeah, so his setup is actually really cool. It's really good. This is like the old school Void Ray builds, and I think on Golden Aura that's definitely possible. And if he would have been capable of tricking Reynor for a little bit longer, that this was something else, that would have actually been massive. Because then, yeah, if Reynor goes to like, what, 180, 190 supply, or if at any point you get him to build any amount of Banelings, like, that's lovely. And now Reynor can straight go into Ultras. He has these air weapon upgrades on the way. And what are the priorities right now production-wise for Reynor?
I think just Ultras and then maybe a couple Infestors. I think Ultra Queen Infestor, if he manages to max out on that, completely destroys herO. Because herO will attack. It is herO. There's no way he will not attack. And his army does only have +1 ground attack, and I think 0 Immortals.
Yeah.
So he's just going to get completely dunked on by Ultras, in my mind.
Yeah, so at some point he's going to need to realize that Ultras are there, throw on a couple of robotics facilities and start pumping units out at a high pace. These roaches are going to get caught.
There's some good stuff. I mean, Reynor wants to get rid of the roaches. He did so wisely, killing a little bit, at the very least. So that's good for him. I'm a little bit surprised hero's starting +2 shields instead of +2 attack, because I think the attack upgrades actually matter quite a bit for Icons. And eventually Immortals as well. So I think maybe his plan is to just go with basically air plus a couple of High Templars, but that really doesn't work against Ultras. So yeah, now he's adding second robe on the first Immortal. But the upgrades are so poor for the Immortals that I think the Ultras will still destroy them.
Yeah, that is interesting. He's also not really attacking at all. This is not like herO, not like the herO that we know and love. He's just sitting back for now with a high carrier count. Reynor was definitely anticipating something. He's just moving around with Lynx, Ultras. Now it's going to be time for a greater Spire for him. Has a second Spire, which will continue upgrading the Carapace upgrade.
Reynor is mining the gold base, by the way, which is huge. Well, not quite yet, but it's done, and he can transfer drones there. He is transferring drones there right now. So mining the gold base is pretty big for him. And, I mean, herO cannot attack into Ultras. So he's sitting back right now, waiting for more Immortals, but he will attack surely. I mean, he is herO. I really don't think he's going to play for split map.
Yeah, Carrier Tempest.
Yeah, I just don't see it.
I don't see it either, but if I were to see this production tab, then I kind of do see it.
Yeah, exactly, but it is herO, so it will happen. It will happen at some point. Probably run down towards the left with everything and recall
the
towards
right. Yeah. I wouldn't mind that either. I think that's a high tier move.
Yep. Just gotta make sure to clear the watchtower first.
Yeah. Ah, that is key indeed. Yeah, sending everything just right through the middle. He has a big army. He has a very big army. Are there Vipers here? There are 2 Vipers. We see 1 Infestor. There are almost no Spores. Immortal count is at 2. Archon count at 5, I think. There's 1 more morphing in. Do we have any? I don't see the High Templar. They're probably hiding beneath the rest, no?
He's making Broodlords. I don't even think he needs. I think just got the more Ultras would have been better.
Really?
But now he is more. Yeah, there's 2 Immortals. I don't think it's too scary.
What about the anti-air? There's nothing for the carriers, no?
Yeah.
Isn't this an issue?
This is definitely an issue, yeah. The Queens are dying. He just got completely caught off guard. He has too much supply still in Ultras and Roaches. And I think there was a head tilt there from Reynor as he realized, okay, he caught me at the worst possible time because I was just trading out my units and I morphed Broodlords, so I just didn't have anti-air ready.
Yeah.
And now the carriers just right-click the Broodlords. Now there won't be enough anti-ground anymore. The Ultras will return home. But this is just 3 Ultras against 3 Immortals and a couple of Icons.
Yeah, the Archons can always zone out the Corruptors. This feels not optimal here for Reynor. He's still going to get a lot of Corruptors out. And the Interceptor count has dwindled quite a little bit. Can't really afford to lose these Ultras right now, though. That's not a good move. Because then the Archons are going to go unchecked. More Ultras in production. Lynx now moving in, but Lynx against Archons is not a fair trade either. I think that herO should just continue pushing right now. I don't quite understand this move back.
Yeah. He did also lose his 5th base, so yeah, I absolutely don't get it either. He wanted to wait for the extra High Templars.
Yeah, I think a Prism is a good call. +3 is about to finish up as well. This game is not over yet. Like, it's the Corruptor count is fairly high. These Ultras are going to come back in. This Overseer not having speed actually kind of sucks. Mothership is still alive as well, so invisibility can be used at any time. Spore count here is good. I actually feel like that he should have continued down the same path he was before. Why are we attacking a new static defense after clearing the initial ones? Archon's now going down. Reynor very patient with these Corruptors. Did he land the Parasitic Bomb in the middle of that?
He did not, and most of the Ultras died. There's still 3 Mortals, and there's Stalker Weapons now as well. A lot of High Templars still with energy, ready to storm the Corruptors as they enter the fight. And even though supply still is looking decent for Reynor, the fight is not. The fight is absolutely not. As now the Zerglings come in, there's not that much AoE anymore, and he clears it up better than I actually anticipated, as he's focus firing the carrier, the Immortal with the, not the Immortal, the Ultra with the carriers. Here we go. Which is the worst units to focus fire, since the Ultra has a lot of armor and carriers don't deal a lot of damage to it. But yeah, Reynor ran out of resources. I think this was closer than it should have been.
Yeah.
Because here could have literally just stayed in between the bases. There's no way ever for Reynor to amass an army that could beat heroes, but...
Yep.
In the end, Reynor was just caught off guard and the initial trade was too bad for him.
Just only him. Easy A move across the map. That's what it felt like here. More Ultras coming in right now. Will be capable of dealing with a lot of the ground. Carrier still fighting Ultras, which is far from ideal. I guess there's not that many better targets, though. A couple of Lings maybe on the ground. As Corruptors don't want to engage yet. I like how Reynor is doing that. Just keeping his Corruptors alive for as long as possible and building up to a higher count. If you can clear all of these Archons, what is the actual Corruptor count right now? It has to be up to like 12 or 13, no?
Yeah.
That's
and he gets
one.
one abduct. That's really good. The Viper doesn't die as well.
That's even better.
That is even better. And a new Immortal joins the fray though. And oh, there's so many drones at this base. I don't think you can afford to lose those. This is also... It's just going to be 4 base against 4 base. And I do like Hero's army more than the one he currently has.
Yeah. Had Reynor had that very far right side base finished already right now, I actually think this is a very playable position.
Is it? He needs something to beat the ground army.
Well,
I'm always surprised.
Because he's gonna get these carriers. Yeah, I guess the ground is an issue with the Immortals there. He's gonna get some Infestors out.
I really think he should have not made Broodlords.
Yeah.
A massive mistake was not just literally killing his roaches. Like, he should have just sent them to their death way ago. Like, the 10 roaches that he had in the counterattack should have been 10 extra Corruptors. No doubt about it in my mind. But the fact that hero only has +1 on the ground, we can see these fights that look really weird because it looks like the Protoss should completely destroy and it's kind of close. It's because the Protoss only has +1 attack against 3/3 Ultras. So the units deal no damage. Like, +1 Zealot against Ultras heal the Ultras basically for every attack. So this is closer than it always looks. Whenever I look at the armies, I think, okay, there should be no way. And now once again he's being sloppy with the carriers.
Gonna take out a Corruptor, keep the carrier alive. That actually paid off almost.
Yeah. It's nice to keep them alive because he forces the Corruptors to not be morphed into Broodlords.
Yeah, which is what Reynor's doing now. Reynor gets 4 Brutes out. And managed to snipe the carriers. But yeah, the Brutes aren't out yet pre-fight. That really sucks. They're gonna finish mid-fight, but then the hatch is gonna be done already. Supplies are falling rapidly. These fights indeed look really, really weird. I really keep misjudging every single Ultra fight.
Yeah.
They're performing way better. herO is losing his entire army.
Hero just lost his entire army. Do you go for Void Ray production now? Because Reynor is out of resources. If he makes like 3 Void Rays, I think the game kind of ends.
I think he's gonna warp in Stalkers. Yeah.
That's okay. That makes it very interesting. Also, recalling the War Prism on top of the Nexus without any static defense means these units will die to just a handful of Zerglings. And these Stalkers don't deal damage when they're +1 Stalkers. I really don't know that this was the right call to make for hero.
Yeah,
he didn't need to attack either.
This was such a Stalker moment. You look at the situation and think to yourself, what do I need? It's not Stalkers, but they're quick and they can shoot ground and air. I knew it was going to be Stalkers.
Yeah, you knew it. Indeed. I mean, yeah, he did not need to attack there whatsoever, and now he has the worst army, and Reynor can just re-expand. He re-expands towards the gold base. There's not much hero can do about it, and I think we have another throw on our hands. This time a completed one though, not just half throw.
He's gonna try to take another base. This was These fights, they looked so surreal though. With the Archon Immortal versus the Ultra. Like at that last fight.
Yeah.
You know why it's happening, but it feels ridiculous. Because these situations, like whenever there's Ultras out, TOS always has +3, right? It is just so uncommon for TOS not to have +3 attack. So these fights, they look so weird. The impact of upgrades, I think, you don't really rate when you see these interactions.
This is, yeah. I really think against the initial attack, Reynor should have relied on Ultras in general as his anti-ground. I think morphing the Broodlords is a mistake. I think if he throws away the Roaches and makes Ultras, I think he can stomp the attack. Purely because herO didn't upgrade his ground units. And yeah, he did get punished for it in the end, that he didn't continue those upgrades.
This was a loss.
Now Reynor is good at splitting his Zerglings against the Storm. The Storm doesn't really help much against the Ultras. Morphs in his last 2 remaining Archons. Reynor's laughing his ass off. Reynor was really tilted when herO attacked, as he had nothing.
Yeah. This was not a win. Yeah, both players are very well aware of what just happened. Yeah.
I mean, herO was in between Reynor's bases when Reynor had no anti-air and no anti-ground left, only units in production. And then he decided to go back, which I think is part 1 of the throw. But then everything that happened after also didn't help. I think at that point, though, if you give it to someone else that just A moves, he wins.
Yeah, when he moved back for the Templar and then attacked into the new static, that was a wild move. Also, that position was genuinely much worse for him. Because you have so much surface area with the Ultras. Oh my god.
Oh, I have to go, actually.
Oh, that's okay. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Whatever you're gonna do. Ciao, ciao.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Goodbye, chat.
Jesus.
I'll be there tomorrow for the finals.
Okay, good there. I don't know what to say about this stuff. Is a wild series so far. That's for sure. We're seeing a good show, so that's nice. The match was entertaining. It is very entertaining. It is. Yeah. I just don't know what to say because it's very confusing. You know. You watch herO play and you think to yourself, "This guy is a genius." Like from the first 6-7 minutes, like he just does different things from everyone else and he wins with it and he's playing well, and then it really feels like his little brother takes over at some point. Like in that first game it was the same. If you watch how herO controls the adept harass and how he's macroing at the same time and how he's doing things, like it just feels solid. He feels so much better than all other tosses. And then there are certain things where it's like the easier things, that's what pisses me off. These are not like... It feels like those things should be easier, at least. He does the hard things very well, and then when the game, you just kind of play it out, which he's capable of. He's done it many times before. He starts throwing it out the window, which is wild. It really is just wild. If Terran makes these types of mistakes, nobody bats an eye because they just mule up and get back in. If Zerg make these kinds of mistakes, nobody notices because they have 10,000 APM. Once again, Protoss are oppressed. Very nice. The ZVZ best of 9 dream stays alive. Honestly, I think Reynor is not favored in this series. I think herO is favored in this series by a decent amount as well. Like let's face it, Reynor has been getting butchered in these first 2 games. Like, it wasn't close. I think this break, we're having a pretty long break. I'm not sure why. Maybe something is wrong. We're having a pretty long break right now. I think this is really good for herO. I would like a break after a game like that. I would, well, okay, you think you want to start instantly, but I think a break here is very good. And his early game is just insane. Like, his first 6 minutes are better than anyone else. I have no doubt in my mind about that. They're better than anyone else. He has more builds than anyone else. He can play anything. He can literally play any build. Like, if Reynor doesn't get his early game together, he's still just going to lose this series. Because this is not a reliable way of winning games and winning series, right? You can't just expect your opponent to, like... I mean, it has happened in the first series they played as well, but it's just not... I don't know. We'll see. It's impossible to predict what this guy's going to do. Game 2, if Reynor didn't morph Brutes right before he was attacked, he was way ahead, wasn't he? I'm not sure if he holds there, honestly. Because it was 5 Brutes. Like, 5 Corruptors. Is that really gonna change the... Like, is that gonna move the needle much in that fight? Against... I think it was +2 carriers at that point already. And I don't think Carapace upgrade was done. Like, all the queens died pretty much instantly. It would have been like 10. I think it would have been 10 maybe. 10 Corruptors total. I don't think that's enough against... I think it might have been 8 or 6 carriers. So I think Lambo was right in saying that the main problem there was the complete lack of getting rid of the roaches. Having too many roaches, that really sucked. 16 hatch versus gas first. herO and Maru both feel like their best and worst level of play vary so dramatically. I think it's different, herO and Maru. Very different. I think herO has dips and peaks within one game. Like, herO is all over the place within one series. I think Maru has a different play level in different, like, he'll be great 1 week and he'll be much worse the next week. Still good, but not the best player in the world great, you know? herO, he'll play a game in which he looks like a genius for 2 minutes, then looks like a diamond for 3, and then finishes on a stroke of genius again. Like, I think the consistency, like the micro macro consistency is different there. At Harstem, books have herO here as the slight favorite. Thoughts? Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. I think herO is still the slight favorite. I think the early game in StarCraft 2 is insanely important. And especially in this matchup. And herO just has it down. He's gonna play a Glaive build here. Warp Gate first, Adapt, no Chrono. No, it might be DT, actually. So this has insane DT drop vibes to me. Like, just insane DT drop vibes. I'd actually be shocked if this is anything but DT drop. Because this is... Okay, it's gonna be Glaives. Okay, I'm shocked. Whoa. It's my shocked face. Put it in the thumbnail. Just like that. That's how I roll here. Talking about thumbnails, I have a sick video for today. I can't wait to post this bad boy. It is the most... It is probably the funniest story in StarCraft 2 that I've heard. I can't wait to release. It's gonna be live in 3 hours from now, I think. 2 hours 45. It's gonna be 3-gate. 3-gate Glaive. That actually... Okay, this build legit had insane Dark Shrine vibes. Like, insane Dark Shrine vibes. Like, to a crazy degree, Dark Shrine vibes. She's opening with gas first, Twilight into Robo. Like that it smells like a Dark Shrine at that point. I love that he's taking a third gas before fully saturating these extra again. I think that's cool as well. herO really has this build down, I think. Okay, it's still going to be a Dark Shrine, but this is not what I meant at all. I thought it was going to be straight DT drop. I didn't think it was going to be glaives into DT. I thought it was going to be straight DT. Because there is a gas first build with DT drop where you can warp in at like 4 minutes and 11 seconds or so. I thought that's what it was going to be. And it would have worked. It would have freaking killed Reynor. This build hasn't been played since 2018. I completely forgot that it existed until now. Reynor is not even playing a wall defense here. This build is hitting like a truck, by the way. He's going to get the next warp in, what, 432? Up to 10? 434? Oh, he's flying with the Prism. I think he missed a warp in cycle. He missed that by like 5-6 seconds, I'm pretty sure. That is pain. 4 more Overlords on the way. A little bit of supply block for Reynor. Not going to bite him in the bum because he didn't have so much money anyway. That's not going to finish up. Let's see how herO is going to do all of this. Double spores on the way for our Italian Zerg as well, who's down 5 workers. But this is normal. This is not weird. This is okay. This base is under some heavy pressure. Actually, DTs towards the third here could deal damage. He's going to finish those shades. Seems like a mistake, but might actually be okay for that. No, you can't lose the Prism right now. herO, what are we doing? What a huge blunder here. Oh my god. Stop with these full screens. They're not going to show emotion. They're playing a game. Layer's gonna go up. This is god-awful. That third base of Reynor, it was dead. It is officially dead. It's one of these cases where someone comes back alive. Like that hatchery saw the end of it saw the light at the end of the tunnel and was walking towards it at a high pace. Now, everything was peaceful in there. Just come through the door, hatchery. Your brothers are waiting. Oh my god, double Stargate after Dark Shrine. I think this is improvised. The Dark Shrine part wasn't improvised. He would have been so far ahead again. herO would have been so far ahead. If he gets a single Dark Templar onto the third base, that third is dead. That third is freaking gonzo. He might still get the snipe, which would be hilarious to me. No, there's a spore now. Oh my good lord. Watching herO fumble this is what hell is like. This is legitimate hell. He's gonna try to get the spore in the main base and is following it up with Phoenixes. Now, one good thing here is that Queen production has stopped. So the Queens are... I think the Queen count is at 7. Oh my god, gets the Scout. This is over. You know what the correct call here is? Actually, is Roach Hydra with +1. He's gonna go Void Ray? If you play yeah, he throws down the Hydra then. And you go for a 66 drone or 72 drone Roach Hydra +1 timing. I think this is the correct call. I actually believe it can't be beaten by Phoenix Charge DT openers. Or Phoenix Glaive Adept DT openers. It's the... Because you're lacking splash. Roach Hydra is the best composition in the world if there's no splash. Or you must get like a lot of Immortals. The only way that herO can potentially hold if he throws down a Robo Bay right now. But it needs to legit go down 15 seconds ago. Every second that goes by without a Robo Bay, it's not just a scary second. It's a second in which herO is going to go the way of where the hatchery was heading. Towards the light. And he's moving at a high speed as well, my friends. And I don't think there's any brakes on this train. I don't think there are any brakes on this train at all. Oh my good. Everything beats glaive openers? No, glaive openers are good. This game is a theoretical win again. This was not a glaive opener failure. This was Reynor not appreciating the DT follow-up enough. And if that Prism doesn't go down, the third is gone. herO is in an amazing spot here. He's just... Like, losing that Prism is so huge because you're missing your DT warp in and you're missing your Archon RS follow-up, which makes the Adept stronger as well. There's going to be a third Stargate as well as a Fleet Beacon. This should be impossible to hold. Like, the game should be over. This is not a viable follow-up at all. herO hoped that his opponent was going to go for a macro game and he's going to try to camp here. The only thing that herO can do, which is actually kind of cute, and I hadn't even thought of that. This is a really cute way of trying to defend this. Huh. No, don't lose that prism, for the love of God. You can shade on top of all the Hydras with your Glaive Adepts. Hope that you clear all the Hydras, and then have the Void Rays basically be non-contested. He's gonna try to counter-attack with Adepts here, which is a move that, although looks silly, could pay off in a way. Another way he can win, by the way, is by sniping Overseers and warping in DTs. Like, this is a cool move. This is a really cool move that I hadn't expected at all. And I don't think Reynor did either. The Overseer snipe is still a possibility. Here comes herO. He's gonna right-click the first Overseer. Second Overseer down as well. Should warp in some DTs right now. If he can warp in 4 or 5 DTs and kill 20 workers on the other side, 30 workers on the other side, needs to kill more. He's not killing enough with the Glaive Adepts. He needs to deal more damage. He's not getting it. Okay, I actually think he mismicroed the Adepts additionally on the other side. I think they should have gotten 20, 25 workers, because that base was unprotected. I got excited, but it's still completely over. I think. Okay, we now have the Robo Bay. It's gonna try to counterattack now with the Void Rays, which is, once again, this is a cute move, but it's also not a move that you can just go for. Like, you're gonna die at home because you have no units. That's just the reality of things. Losing the Archons, by the way, was not a big deal. It was just a big mistake. Like, that 600 gas you're losing, or like, what, 500 gas. It was DT Archon. And a Prism. Because the Prism might be useful somehow. Could have counterattacked with the Prism and the 2 Archons. Would have been better in keeping it at home. Wow. I don't think Reynor realizes he got away with murder there. But he did. He really did. A herO is... He's fumbling these games. He really is. This was once again a shoulda, woulda, coulda, but this should have been such a good early game for him. Such a good early game. And the entire progression from the Glaives is kind of unpredictable. Like, double Stargate Phoenix. I think if Reynor just gets the Overseer Scout in every single game, I don't think there's any way he's going to lose this. No, that's not true. I still think he can lose it. But for against Oracle builds, I think an Overseer Scout is going to be key. You have Alcyone as map 4. I wonder how hero's going to play. You know what I would recommend Reynor to do in this game? 12 pool. Or 14 pool. This is a build that carries risk, because if you lose, it sucks, but herO feels too comfortable with the no scout. This is such a 12 pool moment. Boom, break his spirit. And then you 12 pool again, and then it fails. Just keep 12 pooling until he plays gas first again. I feel like at some point he's going to. What map did herO veto? He vetoed Equilibrium. He always vetoes Equilibrium. Every single time. Yeah. Bam, bam. Bam, 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 bam. Echt, no 12 pool. Boring. In-game sound there, Harstem. Thanks so much, my friend. You know what's good. So the reason why I miss the in-game sound, I think I explained this before like 17 times, but in case you guys forgot, is... Ooh! Poof! 12 pool would have lost the game, by the way, but that's a story for another time. The reason why there's no in-game sounds is because they play music in between each game, and that music doesn't sound like it's copyright free. And they also change the songs up sometimes, so I'm afraid that if I play it, that my stuff's gonna get striked and I'll get booted off the platform, which wouldn't be cool. So yeah, I'm very careful there with the mute button, and sometimes I forget to unmute because I get too excited for the next game, which sucks. Well, it's a copyright free one. Okay, I'll have a look at it. I'll check. I'll record it. I'll upload a video with it and then see if I get striked. Yeah, their YouTube channel got shut down due to copyrighted music. Yeah. They had 2 YouTube channels shut down already, I think. So that's why I'm a little bit careful. But they also sometimes just play music at the start of the broadcast, so it could be that. Which channels? Well, it's the channel that they post the live streams on. Alright. Stargate first. This is herO's new style wall. I think this is gonna get copied. I have a feeling this is the new wall. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. I think this is the new wall. I've been thinking about it a lot. I thought about it yesterday. I can't remember what I was doing yesterday. I think I was laying on my couch. That seems unlikely. The couch is dirty. Maybe just on the floor. And I was thinking to myself, I was thinking about the walls and just other things. I have a lot of theories about PvP right now. But you know how whenever I ladder, I usually only get Protoss players, and in the past few days, I've only been getting Zergs and Terrans while I want to play PvP. This is the first time in the past 3 years that I want to play PvP on ladder, and I'm just not getting it. Because I have a lot of theories right now about PvP and how it should be played, and I just don't get to play it. I have a build in my head that sounds insanely dumb that I think is genius. I can't wait to show it. Just don't listen to the voices in your head. I'll try to. Okay, this is my. Oh wait, this is the Void Ray Oracle. Okay, it's not my favorite build, but it's. You know what the thing is with the Void Ray? The Void Ray is one of those units that has a very consistent output. Like, you know what it's gonna provide for you. You know, it's a loyal worker. It's gonna kill Void Rays, and it's gonna kill Overlords. It's gonna kill Lings. But it feels bad to build. It feels like you're admitting defeat at the outset, the onset, at the very start. You know, like you build that Void Ray, and you're thinking to yourself, "Am I a Void Ray loser? Am I too bad to get damage done with my oracles? Like, is this my life?" These are all questions you start to ask you when you open up with a fast Void Ray. Because it feels like a loser move, you know, a cop-out. It's like, oh, playing it safe again. It's like you sometimes want to spin that roulette wheel with the oracles, see if you can get 7 kills. Now, I usually get 0 kills and lose 2 oracles. So for me, the Void Ray probably would be a good solution, because I need that consistent output in my life. But for herO to also build Void Rays, it makes me believe that he's been having less success with the Oracle move-outs. Otherwise, you wouldn't do this. If you're killing 14 workers every game with Oracles, why are you building Void Rays? That makes no sense. So I kind of like this. This is more my vibe. He's going for double upgrades, Blink. I have no opinion on this. I think I decided this a couple of days ago, is that I'm going to try to have less opinions on builds. I think very often my opinions on builds aren't so interesting. Because it's so, especially on Protoss builds. Because you're so attached to your own thinking very often. So in my mind, I'm not a huge fan of double forge upgrades instantly, usually. Because I don't think the armor brings enough for what it takes away in this phase of the game. And I also don't think the plus, like, there's no key armor timing in this matchup. I think it's nice to have armor, but I think it is nicer to have a quicker timing with Stalkers, or a quicker timing with Zealots, or more damage on the map. I gave my opinion anyway. There go my good resolutions from 3 days ago. It's even worse than the average person at going to the gym after New Year's. It's unbelievable. It's gonna get a Robo Bay right now. It's possible that he's going to follow this up with a Colossus push. Because he's getting 4 more gateways here, which is interesting and kind of wild in a way. He's also getting battery cannon. And a prism. Which makes me a confused traveler. Because what the hell is that RoboBay for? No? Because we're not going to be hitting a tight timing. So there's two things here that are confusing me. We went up to 8 gates pre-fort base, which means our fort base is significantly delayed. That could have been 600 minerals faster. You can take it pretty secure off of 4 gates when you have a setup like this, especially on this map. We're not hitting a push now, so if the goal was to still expand to a fort, I think that fort is a little bit late. So I wonder if... I think herO is too afraid of dying versus Reynor. I think he might have the wrong mental image of Reynor. Reynor is not Dark or Ragnarok, who will walk across the map on 70 drones and kill you. Reynor wants to go into a fast hive. He has double evos right now. Reynor is the guy that wants to drone up. Now, in a way, getting these extra gateways and delaying your own fort might scare Reynor into not droning up as fast. This hive is actually relatively late. It is not the quickest hive I've seen in my life. herO here is going to be on a pretty massive timing. Now, there are 2 timings here. There's going to be the Vipers. Jesus Christ, that was a blink. It's going to get the snipe on that 5th and then a blink over, I guess. Going to kill these queens. Reynor, why would we move forward? Oh, because there's links there. That's why. Now these stalkers are locked. Oracles need to move in. Colossus is going to pop in as well. Moves towards the choky area. It's going to lose a lot of stalkers there. That was not a great trade. I thought those queens moving forward was a mistake, but the links were nearby. It's going to be a recall on that Colossus. Will stay alive. Good start here for Reynor. Zealots running in a little bit too late. This is silly. I don't think this Zealot run-by is going to do anything, and showing it is going to allow Reynor to clear some of these Zealots for absolutely, well, basically free. Prism nearby is going to get a pickup, might be capable of elevatoring all of them over. No, she's going to lose 3 Zealots for nothing, and that angle has now been exposed as well. So the timings here are a Viper timing initially. That way you can stop any Colossus push that hits now, and then the Ultra Cavern is going to come down. Just in case Templar will be added into the Colossus push, you're going to get your Ultra, and Colossus, once Ultras are out, and once Ultra plus Viper is out, Colossus Stalker is a non-viable composition. It falls off a cliff. Absolutely. So what will herO need to do? He'll need to add a second robotics facility and start Immortal production at some point. If he doesn't get his Immortal production running, he's going to be in quite a bad spot. He needs it, because these Ultras are going to be popping off before herO is going to be popping off. I like the Storm research here. A Gravitic Drive? I think so. So it's going to be the Prism Speed that is being researched. herO is playing so passive. It's like he has 2 minds. Without a second Robo and Immortal production, these fights are going to be fairly one-sided. Still high roach count out on the map. Not the end of the world. But I would like if Reynor tried to get rid of him. Just slowly but surely. We're now hitting those supplies where it's like, okay. Like, Toss at 162 supply. Like, you probably want to get rid of some of these units. This is an extremely good run-by. There's no unit in the wall. There are cannons and a battery. Super battery will be activated. This 5th base might now be in danger. Archon's being sent back home. Zealot warp in is going to help out because these Zealots have 2-2. Couple of workers going down. This is annoying for herO, but not the end of the world. This, however, could be fairly bad. It's going to lose a Colossus. Also not really the end of the world. More cannons being added on for herO as his 3-3 is about to finish up. That means that his gate units are going to perform a little bit better against the Ultras and the Lynx. But this doesn't change the fact that Immortals are still a necessity at this point. I think he spotted the Ultra. That might have been a mistake out of Reynor showing that Ultra already. Although I'm not entirely sure if herO spotted it. If he had seen it, he would start Immortal production 100% of the time. Now gonna get a move out. On the bridge. Okay. I think this is hitting too late. I could be wrong about that. Ultra count is at 5. don't think I am wrong about that. Without Immortals, it's so hard to fight off Ultras, even with 3-3 upgrades. Like, Protoss units just aren't that good against Ultras. Unless you have Immortals. He's gonna try to start them now. It's a misread. It's a misread of the situation. Believing that his opponent wasn't gonna have Ultras out yet. That is a very significant mistake here, because he's been building up that army for a long time. Wanted to really hit a 3-3 timing. Now only has a single row of producing. This was a good defense though. Reynor pushing too far in. Reynor needs to be careful as well with this type of moves. Because he's forced into rebuilding Ultras, which makes the Broodlord phase move further away again. That's something we got to keep in mind, is that you're basically you're countering each other the entire time. You're just making these steps up until you both kind of max out, and one player is like a Tempest, Immortal Archon carrier army, and the other guy is like Broodlord Infestor, Lurker, Ultra, whatever the heck it is they're doing these days in the late game. You have these kind of equal armies. But right now, Reynor is still like a step ahead of his opponent because the Immortal count isn't good enough. But once we get 5-6 Immortals out, it is herO that's going to be up a step. Lings are going to clear a lot of these Zealots. Yeah. It's one Immortal in the back that's actually going to help a crap ton. Just a single Immortal, so much damage output. As this gold might just be toast. At the same time, I think there's links in the main or something. Not quite entirely sure what's happening. Yeah, 21 workers going down. herO's getting stomped. Boy. This was the first game in which herO felt like there was really no chance for him. From start to finish, he just got owned. Just boop, absolutely bopped. Reynor just walking over him. Impressive. With how well herO had been playing already. Yeah, 81st supply to 190. Don't forget this is a best of 7. We're going to need to get one more win here for Reynor, but this wasn't very convincing. This is not at all what I expected. Even after that loss on Golden Aura, I really thought that herO had a very good chance. GG? Yeah, I mean, this is a good leave. He should have left earlier. Reynor looking neutral. Not happy, not sad. Calm, collected. Need to bring back offline tournaments. Well, I have good news for you, my friend. We have a massive offline tournament in... I think it starts next week, no? Somewhere January, 6, 5, 6, 6, 7, maybe 8? 8, 9, 10. And Lambo and I will be casting that as well from our homes. Will be the C stream of the Intel Extreme Masters Katowice. So be sure to tune into that. Not sure if they're also out on YouTube or just on Twitch. They say January? Oh, piss off. God. Yeah, I meant February. Obviously, I meant February. No, I meant next year. I said a couple of days. You're like the guys that have an argument with someone online and then the other guy makes a typo and you pound him down into the ground. Piss off. I'm not sitting here taking abuse for saying the wrong month. That's unbelievable. Yeah. Minor spelling mistake, I win. Yeah, exactly, just like that. Yeah, it's not okay. Come on. You guys can do better than that. Catch me, you make bad predictions the entire day, and everyone jumps on me when I say the wrong month. It is unbelievable. Yeah. Did you? Merry Christmas, things. Alright, herO's gonna get the block off as Reynor tried going for a 16 hash and as a result got a 17 hash instead. It's just one of these things that never really works out, is it? Not against herO. Although herO has been non-scouting quite a bit. herO looks beaten. Bruised and battered around. That's what he looks like. Doesn't look like a happy Protoss player anymore. Pre-recorded stream confirmed. See. Got my secrets. Don't feel like a ZVZ finals? No, I don't feel like a ZVZ finals either. What do you want me to do? Actually, I know where Reynor lives. Oh, he's in Italy now. I don't know where he lives. Could have sent him like one of these cutout, you know, the newspaper letters. You know how they, or like the magazines, you know, you cut out the individual letters. Dear Reynor, stop winning or something bad will happen. And you put it under the door, run away. I feel like that strategy is now so much worse though. Because back in the day when people were doing that, people actually read print press. Right now, imagine you take the letters of like a newspaper. It's going to be like 10 people that still have a newspaper subscription and like 5 people buying it in a shop. So you immediately lower the suspect list to 15. It's terrible. Terrible, terrible move. I once saw a CSI or NCIS episode in which they caught the guy because every printer has an individual, like, not just the brands, but every individual printer has like characteristics that makes it easy to spot which, or not easy, but an expert can figure out which printer printed what. I think that was the last episode that I watched of like these crime shows. Because that sounds so stupid. That doesn't sound like a real thing. That each printer has an individual fingerprint. I think that's what they said. And then they started comparing printers and they found the guy's note. Any printer experts in the chat? It is a real thing? No, it's not a real thing. You're messing with me. It's real? No, it's not true. How is that true? There's such a... Yeah, I mean, serial numbers are a thing. But is it... okay, the way that they got it is that when you look at a piece of paper, the way that it gets printed, you can deduce which printer it is. There's no way that's real. Printers never work. They have a... I mean, I believe printers have a serial number. Like, I'm not dense. It was in the past when you had printers with needles. Ah, that makes sense. Wait until you hear that every person has a unique pattern on their finger. All right, in that case, I stopped watching crime shows for no good reason. Gosh darn. Gaslit myself into thinking I had it figured out. All right, what do we have over here? We have a couple of oracles out on the map. Twilight Forge robotics facility, 2 more gateways as well. This is a setup to go for a Charizard Archon attack, most likely. These 2 stalkers that you see right now, I was gonna say are a fake, and then he started blink. Now I am a little bit confused. The fast robo usually doesn't help very much, especially given the fact that Reynor is playing fast Evo, which has been scouted numerous times already. So the only thing that would make sense if we go for like a Prism all-in, like a 6-gate or 7-gate blink stalker attack, that is something I could technically still see happen. But if that is not the case, then this build seems very interesting to me. But why they really should stop doing the full screens. Not a single time have I seen a response during a full screen. And whenever they do have a response, they don't full screen. is incomprehensible. Yeah, 3 more gates, single base, so this is gonna go up to 7 gate. He cuts workers at 54. Ling is gonna scout it. Ling needs to push in a little further. That Ling scout is huge if he gets it. Hello! Okay, now he gets it. So you can see the lack of worker production. You can see the lack of gases. If Reynor builds a single extra drone at this point, he's an idiot. Confirmed. Ah, he builds 2. Double idiot. Oh, no. I mean, maybe he wants to go up to 63 workers. That is actually a nice number to be at. 6 more drones? Does he think his early game was this good? Hey, he got the full scout. If he builds more drones because he's losing drones, I'm gonna be upset again. He's getting an infestation pit? I mean, this is just an all-in here, what herO is doing. I'm not sure if we're all realizing this. Like, he scouts the lack of worker protection on the 3rd. There's no forward base. What's it gonna be? This read was completely off. Completely off. He didn't have a great early game. I mean, he lost 14 workers, but 6 of those were after he scouted it. Jesus, that was a blink. And he's still gonna be fine, most likely. Unless he loses the prism, he'll be fine. Oh my god. Dude, this is hurting me seeing those blinks. But it worked. Okay, I'm okay with it. No, I'm not. So the reason why blink forwards are just bad, like, there's not even discussion about the blink forwards, whether they're good or bad. They're objectively bad. If your stalkers are fully attacking already. The only time you want to blink a pack of stalkers at the same time, there are 2 reasons. 1, to escape, or 2, in order to move it so that more stalkers can attack. But if full stalkers are attacking, you already have your maximum damage output. Blinking into your opponent's links is just going to give your opponent a bigger surface area on your stalkers with the links. You outrange both roaches and links. And thus blinking in makes no sense in any way. Ever. Like, legit never. It's always bad. It's also fine if you're chasing. If you're chasing and it's impossible for them to turn around, you can maybe snipe big units. The problem with Stalkers is against Zerg is that you can't even target fire in these type of big scenarios because you're always going to, what do you call it? Overshoot? Have too much. What do you call this? Overshoot. It's not the correct word. What's overshooting? The overfire? Come on. Overkill. Yeah, overkill. There you overkill. Thank you, friends. Yes, sir. Overkill. I think herO was just anxious to close it, wasn't thinking much. No, he does this so much. Yeah, I think he does this when he thinks he can't lose anymore, but he lost games because of it. He lost a game in the first series. He played against Reynor in this tournament on Solaris as well, with practically the same build, just without a prism. It was a 7-gate blink all-in with a proxy gate at his 4th. That wasn't a 4th yet, but where his 4th was going to end up being. That game was won, and then he blinked into his opponent, and the game wasn't won anymore. It's also not a good excuse, I think. Say I was anxious, so I did that, or I want to scare. Like, I think this is also the type of move. Like, when you're nervous, you often do start playing worse, or you're scared of winning, you start playing worse. But I think often it is in things like unit control. I think it's very rare that you see this type of massive decision-making error. Like, I think that's wild. Oh, he's faking it. He was trying to fake it. That's cool. This should actually... I think you need to pull 5 here if you're Reynor. He's only pulling 2. Well, at this point, it's too late. Actually, maybe 2 is fine already. Good start. Very good start for Reynor. Absolutely. It's going to be a Core before Nexus follow-up. So, faster adept than usual. this is a cute move. I like this. Harstem, how do you feel about Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet? I have no clue. I have no feelings. What? This is the last question you ask about this. I don't care about this type of stuff. Celebrity news. Stop asking, please. Also, not for jokes anymore. We're gonna insta-ban on celebrity news from now on. It's over. I don't think I ever had a question about this either. So this is the first time I get confronted with this, but I don't want it. So it's over. We're not gonna go there. It's not interesting. Okay, Stargate. Coming out of herO. 2 queens. StarCraft II celebrities we can do. Oh, we can gossip all day about the hottest new builds in town. Ooh, did you see herO? Lady new charge build. That was hot. Ooh. That type we can do. We can gossip about builds. We can gossip about fumbling games. Oh, boy, do I love doing that. Yes. But even then, we keep it to the builds, you know? I mean, we're not... No hair, no... what other things can you talk about? Clothes, faces. Good run by there with the links. Gonna get a scout. It's actually kind of a nice scout to have. Just getting the confirmation as to what it is. These two adepts, they could actually commit. There's no speed yet. Only 4 links out. Queens make this scary. He shouldn't commit. He's gonna commit. Oh my god. Did he just target down that link? That was... I really want to measure herO's precision. I think he's insanely precise with his clicking. Like, insanely precise. That was a very nice click. I want to make him do a test. You know, with these precision games. To see how fast he clicks the small dots. I think he'd be very good at this. Good spore warp in. This is map 6. So we're playing on Central, right? Last map was West, now we're on Central. So technically I haven't been talking about ping at all. This is one of my favorite things to do. Because I hate ping so much. God, I hate ping. I just get triggered playing on it as well. Even when I win. And when I lose, I feel like my opponents didn't deserve it. I got very close to telling people they didn't deserve wins because of ping as well before. And also when I win, and I know the other guy has more ping than me, I also feel like I don't deserve it. It doesn't spark joy as much. But then I also don't want to make it fair, because then I also have ping. So, make it out what you will. Do as I say, not as I do. Okay, charge follow-up. What actually was the start, though? When I say charge follow-up, do I just mean him starting with charge? I think so. Charge, 4 gates, robotics facility. It's going to be Roach Warren and +1 late layer here for Reynor. Sees a couple of adepts out on the map, actually dealing some damage. Supply block here, which is... yeah, it's painful, but not too painful. Given he's probably playing a heavy Link style initially. He's got to get 8 more drones. Actually, yeah, it's kind of painful then. Yeah. Could have had these drones a bit earlier. That's a wild stasis ward. That's not going to do anything. Except, I guess, deny a bit of mining. Which is more than the average Oracle does, mind you. It's going to go for another one. That was, what, 15 seconds of mining from one base? Like 200 minerals? It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Templar Archives on the way. It's going to be an 8-gate charged Archon build. This is very, very old school. And this is hoping that the opponent overbuilds links. So, ooh. Reynor got the scout on the gases, so should stop link production. Gets a Baneling Nest instantly. And new drones. So ideally Reynor would be... oh! Oh! That's a big one. That is a big one. Ideally, Reynor would have some roaches out already. And not as many lings. Because he's gonna go up to 80 drones. And his Overseer Scout is gonna come in as he's being hit. He's actually lucky that this is not a real attack. Or not a very big attack. Not a very tight attack. Because if it was, he might have been in trouble. We're gonna get a Stasis Ward here in the main base. Reynor this time is paying attention. As double Oracle's moving in towards the fort. herO could have gotten some kills as there was no Spore there. Reynor throwing down that Infestation Pit. Loses an Overlord. Builds 3 new ones. Luckily already has plenty of roaches out, so I think he should be fine. He's gonna lose a bunch of his lings. This was a fine trade for Reynor, given the fact that there's no fort base, there's no storm follow-up, it is single forge, and there's no extra tech. So this position for Reynor is, I'd say, a 70-30. Maybe even 75-25 right now. This is a very, very good spot. He might even have the ability to cancel a fort base despite going up to 86 workers. If he maxes out, +2, Baneling speed, Roach speed. Spore is there, helping out. That's just 2 worker kills. Reynor already building spines here. Has a second Evo, so most likely wants to go into these Ultra builds once more. You're confused. Why did he go 8k and not commit like in the earlier game? So this was more of a surprise attack with 2 Archons and then just 8 Zealot Warpins. If Reynor would have gone up to 85 workers, he probably would have died. But Reynor went up to like 79-ish, something like that initially, and had some roaches. Like if roaches aren't ready there, the game ends. So you kind of try to hit with a big surprise, but the surprise didn't really work. Reynor scouted the 6 gas. And then pretty much know what's kicking off, I think, most of the time. We're gonna get Storm. I like this follow-up here for herO. But Spire is already on the way. It's not actually gonna be Ultras. Is Ling run by... Does it have potential? It's 2 cannons. I don't think it does. Unless there's no unit in the wall. There is a unit in the wall. Super Battery needs to be activated. It isn't being activated. First cannon goes down. That recall happens. A couple of Lings end up falling. Reynor buys time for nothing here. Like, there's no thing that he's waiting for. I actually think if you expand towards the bottom side here, you should wall this area, no? This, I'm not sure why I'm pointing at my screen. Like, you guys can see what I'm pointing at. Like here, this area should be walled off. If you're planning on expanding towards the bottom. Otherwise, you should also just wall the fort, I think, if you're playing like this. Cannons are good. Walls are better. Walls with cannons are best. That's the final step. It's like the galaxy brain. I think this base might die. There's no Templar nearby. Zealots, ooh, gonna walk into some Banes. Okay, Templars moving over. Cannon count is fairly high. Oracle showing up as well. Could be a couple of dead probes at least. Okay, Oracles will stay alive. Storms here are okay. Templar can't afford to go down as the Bane. Wait, there were 2 Archons there. Did they get F2'd away or what happened? herO now is just gonna counterattack. He actually makes a decent case for himself here with this push. These roaches being caught is big. These roaches being caught is very big. It could also, though, delay herO. It could delay herO, potentially, if he wants to stay there. He needs to leave Zealots behind to deal with that. Zealots plus 1 Archon. He's going for a defensive Warpin. He's gonna take out 1 base. Oh, Warpin, somewhat in time. Takes out 1 base. Now, there's 2 Templar in that Prism. That means 2 Storms. I think we're moving in a little bit too fast. He's gonna get 2 big ones. The same time, Runby is killing some stuff on the other side. Supplies are in favor of herO. Baneling count is low. 5 Archons, plus 3, not quite done yet. If this 5th base goes down, which is now the 4th, by the way, there could be trouble. Luckily, there are a couple of spines, so just a Zealot attack is not gonna do it. More Ravagers on the way. Prism might end up falling. No, it's gonna get hit once, but not twice. More Banelings moving in. herO's microing this quite well. This is a very, very close game right now. This is extremely close. Every second that goes by is technically still good for Reynor. It's not great, it's fine. This base going down would be huge, though. Big Storms as well hitting. We have the Archon Morph. A lot of Archons in the back not participating in the fight. Immortals need to be picked up, but they're not. As Roach is moving forward, we get a Bile. It's not gonna connect. We need Zealots in this army, but they're not here. He needs a Warp in. The Prism needs to set up. That is a huge Warp in. +3 is popping off, and I think Reynor might have just died. Did so much freaking damage, but does not have enough at home to deal with it. And as there's no more Banelings remaining right now, he's in trouble. Because Zealots own everything that Zerg has. It's 3 base versus 4 base as well. herO reproducing probes at this point. It's gonna be pushing in. Immortals still have plenty of HP. There's just one low bad boy. 5 Templar being warped in. Here comes the Abduct. That's good. Did not try to go for the Biles. As Reynor is bleeding out supply. Loses the Roach Ward and GG. And we're getting a game number 7. Oh my god. What an insane comeback there out of herO. This game looked so bad for him. So freaking bad. I actually want to kind of go back into that for a sec here. Because what in the hell happened? So this was happening. And we saw him leave 2 Archons at home. They must have just died. God, Lings with Adrenal really are something, huh? They really are something. And in here, a lot of Banelings fell. And I think the problem that you have right now... Well, first of all, getting these Roaches caught in a static sucked. And not having any Banelings ready, maybe. Nah, he got Banelings up just fine. This was just a huge army as well. I guess if you have Vipers ready for Blindings, that would be nice. This run-by was good. Don't think we can judge that. Maybe he just he sent it too quick here, maybe? Should have waited a bit longer. I'm never so sure. I'm really bad at judging these games from the Zerg perspective. Feels so hard often. Both players turned off their cam at this point. Pretending like that had a serious influence on the game. Have you ever seen a Zerg abduct something into Biles? No. I think it's too difficult. It's too difficult to plan where the Prism is exactly gonna land. I've never seen that actually, no. That's pretty sick though. I would love to see that. Oh, we have the pictures back. Woohoo! 3-3. This is actually very hype. This is actually very hype. What a series, man. You love to see it. Actually a good series. Oh, sorry, I missed some stuff. Wanted to thank you for the PvT Blink Stalker guide. After a few days of playing it, I'm finally winning against Terrence. Any plans of making a PvZ one? Ahoy. I'll make a PvZ one for you, buddy. Thank you for the 99 RON. Thank you, Ranger, for becoming a level 2 subscriber on YouTube. Thank you, Nicholas Persson, for the 20 Swedish kroner. Thanks for streaming. Cheers from Sweden. I'm going to do some quick Twitch shoutouts as well. I'm sorry. I've been when I'm talking with other people, I forget about it. We had SE2/ with a subscription 2 hours ago. I'm sorry for forgetting about that. And we had Pulsating Moustache with a Twitch Prime as well. So thanks for that, guys. I'll appreciate it. Game is still not going on yet, don't worry. They're taking a small break, just as I am. Yeah, if you abduct and then bile, you're not gonna get it, obviously. God, this is such a cool thing. This last game was way cleaner out of herO, by the way. It's so funny, because he had a legitimately bad early game, and then he plays really well into the mid game. Make it make sense. It doesn't. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Is this WF or GF? What? I don't know. I don't know what that means. They sound like chess titles. Winners final and grand final. That's what it is. This is the loser bracket final. This is neither. I got winners or grand final before I read what you guys said. There's a little bit of delay. There you go. Winners. Yeah, this is the loser bracket final. Does herO 4-0 the winner? No, he doesn't. Absolutely no way. If herO, because it's a best of 9. So he'll need to win 5 games. Well, technically, he could go 4-0, I guess. But then the series wouldn't be over. There's a delay in your brain. Yeah, your brain. My brain's working as fast as ever. There's no delay, I'm just very dumb. If herO plays like the start of the Dark series, herO has no chance. That's also just false. Because herO won with the builds at the start of the Dark series. What is this? You see that? I think they were changing stuff. Ooh. The live feed got exposed. I don't think he has an advantage game, no. I usually build my War Prism house before Forge, but herO loves to build Glaive house and Forges. Yeah, Twilight Council and Forges are more important than a robotics facility 9 out of 10 times in Protoss versus Zerg. 100%. There are very little Protoss builds versus Zerg that require a fast robotics facility. Almost all of them are all in. What happens if there's a tie in a final? Does it become a best of 10 or it can end? A tie doesn't count as a game. It's like it didn't happen. You replay the map. That's what happens with a draw. You just replay the same map. So yeah. Showtime would disagree with you here, right, Harstem? I think Showtime gets the Forge before the Robo as well. But we could have I'm sure Showtime and I could have a spirited debate about the order of buildings. But I think Showtime could have a spirited debate about the order of buildings with every toss in PvZ then. Because he's the weirdo for once. Usually I'm the weirdo with my stuff. But in this case, he's the weirdo. He's the freak. He's getting bullied. Yeah, non-conformist. Disgusting. Gotta get a Stargate out here for herO. Where's my mate Lambo? Lambo had to go. Important business matters. Lambo runs a successful pizza restaurant on the side. Not many people know this. Lambo is one of the greatest pizza bakers in all of the city that he lives in. I don't know what city he lives in, but in that area in general. He's very high on Yelp. So sometimes there's something wrong with the restaurant and he has to go over to help out. Or I don't think he runs the day-to-day anymore, but generally he... yeah, sometimes he'll just have to go there if something happens. Yeah, I guess it's a Saturday, so it would just be open. I think they open at 12 on Saturdays. That's all a lie. He doesn't have a pizza. I don't know where he went. I got you guys for a little bit with that story. All right. We're going to get a third base down here. Twilight Council as well as a Forge. You know what this feels like? You know what this feels like? This feels like it's going to be the charge build. He's getting a fake gas because he's building it on the outside. And I freaking love this because this is the build he's had the most success with. It's the early games that look the strongest so far. And he hasn't played it a single time. Has he? I don't think he's played a single time against Reynor yet. This build isn't on Reynor's mind anymore. Reynor's playing Evo Chamber. This is good against herO from 4 days ago. But it's not good against the herO that's going to be playing this crap. This fast Evo Chamber could potentially hurt his chances significantly. Because this is going to be the 8-gate charge lot +1 attack. We have the Oracle Void Ray combination. If this queen goes down, that would be a pretty big deal. That is a pretty big deal. Losing queens sucks when you play this. It really, really sucks. For 2 reasons. 1, you're going to have 1 less unit tanking. And 2, your other queens are going to have less energy as well. So you might miss a transfuse. Because you still want to creep spread a similar amount, right? So you're just going to have to lower the energy on the queens that you do have. Now, Roach Warren is going to be thrown down here. That is helpful. Without a secondary tech structure, Roach Warren or Baneling Nest, this game ends. Period. It's over. Congratulations, herO. You go on to the grand finals. Reynor needs to have roaches out when it hits. He cannot start producing roaches as he scouts it, moving across the map. Because then your roaches are split. Roaches need to be together with the queens. Okay, roaches start early. He's playing this very safe. 63 drones out. It's 5 roaches. And he's going back into droning right now. Having a Ling on the map, spotting this move out is going to be essential for the Zerg player. As a next Oracle starts behind all of this. And here they come. The Saints are coming. Roaches start positioning. Now, what is the way to defend this? I don't actually know, movement-wise. But I think with a unit count that Reynor is currently working with, I think he can literally do whatever. And herO should not be fighting this. This is a mistake out of herO. He clears the links, moves away. That actually was a fine trade. That was good. That was really well done. That was not a mistake. That's the opposite of a mistake, because it was good. Well executed. He's gonna move into Blink behind this, delaying his forward base. Reynor's getting a Baneling Nest, and is probably gonna be setting up for a Baneling timing. I'd be shocked if Reynor wants to go in a macro game from here. I actually would be shocked if Reynor goes into a macro game from here. It surprised me a great deal. Ooh. Hey, that's a ballsy Zealot. Move out here. Can send a couple of Zealots in towards the natural as he leads a couple of Links into his main. Oracle showing up. The queen count is not high enough. Reynor in a world of trouble. So the queens are gonna die. Drone count still only at 65. Oracle's alive, do not get the kills, but the queen count is non-existent. Reynor wishing he had a Hydra then right now. He can't move out. Not against his Oracle count. It's not possible. I still believe that Lambo's answer was correct. Because herO is completely reliant on the follow-up attack having no anti-air. A Roach Hydra attack off of 66 workers on 180 supply is unbeatable for herO. Because he has no splash. He's investing in extra upgrades. He's getting Blink Stalkers. And he's getting Oracles. And I think Reynor is falling for the tricks. herO's like a magician, you know? He distracts you with one thing and then pulls the rug with the other. Steals your watch with his leg. And then kicks you while you're down. Typical magician move. God, I hate magicians. No, just kidding. I like magicians. They're alright. This base might fall. No, these queens might fall. And then the base might fall. At the same time, though, this is trouble. What was that recall? I hope that were not the air units. No, that was just the Stalkers. Roaches knocking on the natural door. 6 workers go down. Worker-wise, Reynor in a fine position. Base-wise, we're even. 3 base versus 3 base is usually not that great for the Zerg. Income's gonna be very close. Reynor's floating an extraordinary amount of gas, which he can't really utilize. He's gonna be losing a lot of roaches. He's in a bad spot. He's in a bad spot. Oh no. This is cope. This infestation pit, isn't it? He's gonna start a range upgrade now and throw down a Hydra then. herO's getting a forward base. Should really continue his upgrades. Attacking here without a secondary attack feels like a mistake. He's gonna try and use the Oracles as there's not enough anti-air. Jumps in, blinks forward. Gets 3-4 of the initial queens. Continues trading as well. Only Ravagers left at this, but a couple of roaches still. Oracles die. What a god-awful fight here for herO. No secondary attack, despite the army consisting of so many Ravagers. And roaches. Terrible at splitting off. No Banelings. Oracles have been denied, which means that all of a sudden, run-bys are back on the menu from Reynor's side. Don't forget, if there are 6 Oracles flying around the entire time, herO has complete map control. The moment you move roaches across the map and they get spotted, they die. They're gone. And even with Lynx, like, attacking into a base is just it's just most of the time not gonna work. This is still a very playable position for herO, as he's taking 4 gas, which I think is the correct call. But he could have done that while denying his opponent's fort base, because he had enough units to deny a fort. He could have had 7-8 zealots towards the fort and just blinking back with the Stalker. There were not enough links to ever catch the Stalker. There were no infestors back then. Now that doesn't mean that herO is dead. He's getting +2 attack, or sorry, +3 attack, +2 armor. A Dark Shrine. A robotics facility. Like, if there were freaking 6 oracles right now, you know what would have happened with these Ravagers? They would have been eating dirt at the moment. Hello, can we respond to the Biles? Okay, yes, we responded to the Biles. Did not end up dying. 77 workers to 73. herO, by any metric, is still winning. Absolutely. What is he lacking right now? He's lacking a consistent form of splash. Or an inconsistent form of splash. I am okay with any type of splash except for the Colossus. I'm okay with Disruptors. I'm okay with Templar. Actually, I also don't want Archon. That's not good splash. So really what I want is Disruptors or Storm. I want Disruptors or Storm. I don't want Colossus. He's adding a second Robo. I think that's going to be for increased Immortal production, which I think is a good call. I still believe we're going to require Storm at some point. I do not believe in the myth of no Storm. Because it's that's for Archons. Yeah. Okay, for a second I thought he was going to right-click a base with 8 DTs. You see what Reynor is doing here on the bottom side? Shouldn't have been viable due to the Oracle count. I can't stress how big losing 6 Oracles is. Or 4 Oracles, or how many he lost. Like, this is... Stalker should be allowed to go on the map. Zealots are going to die into Banes. This loses him a lot of map presence as well. Reynor is probably still behind at this point, despite all of this. He's not in a good spot. This game was really quite bad for Reynor. This game was really quite bad for Reynor. But herO is putting all of his eggs in a basket that looks like it's been created by a 3-year-old in his first basket weaving class. Like, this is not a good basket to be putting the eggs in, my friend. Like, I'm all for supporting your 3-year-old, but this is pushing it to me. It's gonna add some Immortals in. It's blinking back. That's good. And he has a good army split. Like, don't get me wrong, but the utility of Storm in this game is obvious, I think, to most people at this point. Like I said, I'm fine with Disruptors in this case as well, because he has such a large Archon plus Immortal bank that he has a lot of tanking ability. And then I'm fine-ish with Disruptors. I still personally believe that that Storm is better. This is an insane attack to make for Reynor, no? If the Super Battery gets activated, doesn't he just lose all of his links? Even now, he killed an Archon and an Immortal, I guess. But he lost like 40 links. That's what it felt like. He's gonna rebuild them into Ultras. Okay, maybe you just wanted to get rid of him. Fine. It's gonna need to add, like, high Baneling count here is gonna destroy the fight. Yeah. There's not a high Baneling count, but if there is a high Baneling count, I think if Reynor legit gets like 40 Banelings, yeah. Oh my god, he got legit 40 Banelings. Yeah. He's gonna eat him. He's gonna eat him over here. Needs the pre-split. herO, that is. Good force field. Holy crap, what is that? These are some nice force fields. Fungal's going to connect. Baneling's in a bit of an awkward spot. It's herO that's doing the chewing so far. These Banelings are rolling in. It's scary. Ultra stuck behind this army. There's still 2 Ultras in production. I think 2 are still running towards this fight as well. Biles connecting in a big way. herO with a lot of money in the bank. And with a decently standing army as well. Is going to win this game. He is going to win it. I really thought that... I think if these Banelings aren't that far forward and they're morphing a little bit further back, you come in with a flank. Even now, this army might still get cleaned. But herO's eco is superior. It is seriously superior. He has 5 bases, 79 workers versus 63. This is Reynor. Got 2 of these observers. You know what's a high tier move right now? Neuroparasite. This is a neuroparasite moment. This is a parasite moment. God, there should be an advertisement. Like for Snickers. Take a break. Take a neuroparasite. Take an Archon. Eat him up. These Stalkers are not going to have a great trade. Links with a Reynor, cracked. Like legit cracked. I feel like they're too good. Like legit, if he gets Neural, I think he can win. Because there's no Storm. If he gets Neural, he wins. A fight, at least. Oh, he has Neural! Oh, he has Neural. Oh. Alright, then it's over. Then it's over. Well, it's not over. herO is still extremely favored in this game. Then Templar become even more important. This army is just a flawed army. But I think the fights... So what you do is you take over the Archons, and then the Lynx deal with the rest, because there's no Storm to deal with the Lynx. It's pretty cray-cray. Losing those 2 observers earlier also was huge. He lost them to the 2 Biles. The fact that Reynor's still in this game is insane as well, by the way. Not from a balance perspective, but from a crazy that he managed to not die there. And also from a balance perspective, of course. God, Zerg is broken, guys. 2 Zergs in the finals. I can see it happen. He should not reveal his Burrowed Infestors yet here. He should really try to hide that. Because he needs a Reynor doesn't need a good fight. He needs a fantastic fight. A convincing win. This is a beautiful run by. 10 workers, potentially killing that base. Yes, sir. I can boogie. But I need a certain song. I can boogie. Boogie, boogie. All night long. 2 more cannons. 6 bases versus 5. And here come the Infestors. This angle is... Well, I'm not sure who it's good for. But these units are going to be left behind. Oh, there's so many neurals here. The problem is these units eventually are going to pop back. Lynx not being in the fight yet actually sucks here. They're now going to come in and pick off these... you call them the stragglers? The guys that they get left behind. These guys definitely got left behind. I think herO lost. Oh. Oh. He doesn't have enough Immortals anymore to hold. You need 2 Immortals minimum. Now he's gonna pick the Archon. It's game. Ah, this is not a comeback. This is not a normal comeback. Surreal. Surreal. Reynor's losing too many units here now, though. He's very certain that he's winning this. He's very certain that he's winning this. Ah, he's right, though. Hey, he is winning this. I don't think I would be as confident as he is, though, with the fact that the opponent has 6 bases. And you're seeing consistent warpins, basically. I'd be pooping my pants just a tiny tad. Just a little bit. Reddit is gonna be upset. It really doesn't matter what happens. Reddit is always upset. Biden wins, Trump wins, Protoss wins, Zerg wins, Terran wins. The Netherlands stops existing. Belgium continues existing. Like, there's so many things that Reddit gets upset about. Maybe we shouldn't care about their opinion so much. There's also many different people on Reddit. And you only always hear the upset ones. I mean, if you get Storm at any point in this game, or Disruptors, these fights look very different. Very, very different. Especially with Storm, like... Yeah. He's still trying, but there's no point because he's dead. He messed this up. That's just the reality of things. Whether you like it or not, that's what happened. If you're going to talk with herO now, I don't think herO is ever going to complain about balance either. He's going to look at that fight and that previous fight and think to himself, maybe some splash would have been nice. Maybe the ability to deal with links. Because there were a lot of links in this army. There was not enough gas to get many banelings anymore. This was a Ling Ultra Infestor army. herO's doing fantastic here, by the way. What the hell? He sniped the Overseers. Did we speak too early? Did Reynor push too hard? No, he didn't. Oh, no, he's mining about the same as his opponent right now. I'm not... Maybe he doesn't have a 6th base. We see 6 workers being produced at a time. Okay, Reynor starts out mining his opponent again. There are some observers here defensively. We have an Archon as well defensively. 2 more Infestors coming out. Yeah, army value is just so favorable here for Reynor. Whoa, that was a gnarly blink. Not a good one. Snipe on that Overseer, maybe? Maybe. Can we get it? Maybe we can't. That base is somewhat important because that base used to be mining. Mining bases often are somewhat important. Blink forward to snipe an Ultra might be nice here. Yes. Oh, there was still a fungal. I couldn't quite see that. Gotta get another snipe though. As long as that Archon stays alive, links aren't actually that great. Oh, good transfuse. Look at the income here. 500 minerals a minute for Reynor. He's not getting a 6th base. herO is completely outmining his opponent. It's happening. Oh, I thought it was so... You guys started complaining already as well. I was with you. Okay, Reynor has started mining a little bit more again. I think he was transferring. But his bases are about to run out. He needs a 6th at some point. herO's base is much fresher. Look, this base is mining. Okay, he's gonna get a 6th on the top side, but there's Zealots moving in there. What army do we want to construct right now for herO? You know, I don't think that the type of army matters so much. Well, it matters, but the most important thing here is that you're trading, I think. You want to fight, because you're not going to scale well. I just don't think there's a way you're going to be scaling well against what your opponent has. He's going to throw down the Templar Archives. Finally, one might add. And I love that he's not sending in these Zealots, by the way. That's another very good call. Just letting them sit there. Just waiting. Oh, he's scouting with observers, trying to figure out what there is defensively. Oh boy. If this army ever moves towards the other side, that 6th base is toast. This Link Scout could be huge. Okay. Observer's gonna scout it. Zealots move in. He needs to recall. He needs to recall right now. Or he's gonna lose all of that. Okay. Reynor's not gonna quite go there in time. The Ling had spotted it. The Zealots get to run away. That was lucky for the Zealots. Had Reynor moved quicker there, those Zealots were toast. Because you can start recalling the moments the Lings start touching you. Okay. Creep being denied here on the bottom side. I think rebuilding the 5th base for herO is key, by the way. Absolutely key. Drone transfer at the moment. Drone transfer. We have 3 Corruptors on the way. I think Reynor is afraid of a 4 Void Ray save up, which I hadn't even thought about, but it's actually a really cool plan. That is actually a really good idea to do as herO. And that is such a herO move as well. He's gonna get Brute Lords? Nah. So it wasn't in anticipation of the Void Ray switch then. I can kind of understand the Brute Lords. I can see them, actually. Because I think Reynor scouted the lack of that base rebuilding, which means that herO wants to fight at some point in the future, because he's not outmining you anymore, right? But it's gonna make you... If you do a hard switch into Brute Lord, and that's where you're dedicating your resources to, if the fights end up becoming split, you're in serious trouble. If the fights end up becoming split, he can't win fights. And that's definitely what herO is trying to do. So he's adding in Immortals. He has his Storm right now. Are we actually gonna get a second game? This is just a second game. This is what happens after a nuke, you know? This is the post-apocalyptic world that we're living in currently. We thought it was over, but humanity survived, and we have a second chance. I don't think these Templar have a Storm yet. I think Reynor is going too aggressive here as well. Or not aggressive enough, one of the two. He either should have cleared everything, or he should have not tried. I think we're now... Oh my god! Reynor forgot to control his links there. That is huge. And these links, they didn't actually deal the damage they needed to either. I think herO is again ahead. By a lot. He just walked right in them storms. You see? This is why you get storms, guys. What have I been saying this entire time? Freaking storm. We're pumping them storms, huh? Huh. Storm haters in shambles right now. Even herO goes for it. God. Whoop! Escapes with the DT as well. Man, this is an epic game. If Loco calls this the game of the year on his YouTube, you're not allowed to flame him in the comments for this. Because this might actually be. What an insane game. Made by mistakes, but boy is it beautiful. Both of them, you know what's funny? Is that I think neither player has any clue what's going on. We're sitting here with full information. But I don't think Reynor knows if he's ahead or behind. I don't think herO knows if he's ahead or behind. Like, in every area, right? Unit composition, army size, mining. herO's gonna commit hard onto a base that isn't mining. Now, we have a lot of Brood Lords here. herO probably should try to disengage or blink in. I think storming Brood Lords from a distance is often not a very viable play. So far, he's going to push this back, takes out the base, and retreats. Very nice. Very, very nice. Takes out a bunch of these queens as well. Now a big Stalker warp in. I think herO has done it. This was unlosable. It was 160 supply to 80 or something at some point. Reynor thought he'd won. He did the same thing that herO did. He legit did the same thing that herO did. If this topside base dies, there's no more mining. Just send 5 Zealots. 5 Zealots is all you need. And Reynor needs to defend it, and he can't. And he can't. Templar coming in from the side. Can we get some storms? They're not being spotted by Reynor here. Fungal on there would have been huge. This base is gone. This base is now gone. Reynor with it. This is a brilliant counterattack. This is a brilliant counterattack. He say, hey, you take out one of mine. I'm going to take out one of yours. The Stalker count here might not be high enough to clear all of those Brood Lords. Ultras popping out are going to be huge as well. Because that means that Stalkers can just easily blink in. Storms raining down from the skies. These Chain Fungals are crazy. These Chain Fungals are crazy. But the Brood Lords, they have only +1 attack. They only have +1 attack. They're nibbling at these Stalkers. As the final base goes down, herO is on 1 mining base. Reynor has no mining bases. I don't think Reynor can move out on the map, but the Stalker count is very low. A single Void Ray could win the game here as well. A single Void Ray could win the game. Because there's nothing. He has no units. He could neural it, I guess. He's gonna need one more storm on these brutes. This is the all-in attack. This is the all-in attack. You know what herO should be doing right now? Running away. Not fighting, not engaging. No, he's losing the Stalkers on the bottom side. That's the worst thing that he could have done. He needs to run for his freaking life. DT on the top side anywhere? How is this game still a game? 140 supply to 132. These links are gonna get caught. That is -8 supply there for Reynor. As Reynor's going to try and re-expand. This is a mistake. But on the other hand, if he doesn't expand, herO has no reason to move out. This hatchery is bait. And herO is the fish. Or well, Reynor hopes that herO is the fish. And that he's not a shark because the hook is not that strong. It's one of them tiny ones. He hopes he's a tiny fish in a small pond. And herO is hungry. herO is very hungry right now. He's about to chomp down on this hatchery. I can feel it. Oh boy, is he hungry. He hasn't eaten a hatchery in days. Hasn't drank any water. Despite being all around water. Frustrating moment for herO. He's gonna send in a Zealot run by, which is the correct call. He's protecting his own interest at home. And then sending out, you know, no real boots on the ground here. This is just the elite forces. They're sending in the special forces. That's what they're doing here. Doesn't want to commit to a long time thing here. No long-term thinking. Broodlords have made their way across the map, though. Is the anti-air output enough? A single Void Ray, guys. Can I say it again? Yes, I can say it again. A single Void Ray would end this. It would just end it. That was a recall. And what a brilliant recall that was. What a brilliant recall that was. A rotational recall here. And that forces Reynor back completely. Oh, it's gonna snipe the brutes! The game sense. The game-winning move. That was it. It was the recall. herO's winning this game for the third time in 32 minutes. Reynor has won it twice. But 3 is better than 2. Yeah. 88 supply against 107. Army value, that is. The Stalker count isn't very high still. The Stalker count actually is very low. If this mining base gets taken out... If this mining base gets taken out... He doesn't have money for a Void Ray anymore. herO doesn't have enough units. There's one Corruptor. There are Infestors. herO needs to buy time. But how is he gonna buy time? By losing more units, and then he needs to buy more time. He needs to stop the bleeding. Oh my god, these Infestors. They were so vulnerable. Snipe on these brutes. As herO... And then they show the game! No, my god. What an insane series. What an insane series. What the... Okay, look at this. Here. This is where it happened. It should have been over here. Here, I think this situation is unwinnable for the toss. But this bottom side area with these batteries, it kept saving these Stalkers. It's 150 supplied to 83. Like, the game is over. But he kept like bleeding out units. This was... Here I was flaming Reddit. So I missed a lot of this. Mentally. Like, this is unwinnable. This is a good move, and he should piss off now with the links. Okay, he loses a bunch of links to DTs up there. And then DTs come here to save the day as well. It's a good burrow, by the way. It's over again here. And then he attacks into this. This was the mistake. And then he goes back again to try and kill that. And he loses one more Ultra. And then I think to the blink he might lose one more. Or he goes again. He keeps getting baited into chasing Stalkers into a battery setup. But then still it's fine. 124 to 52. I guess he just keeps attacking into this spot. And then DT show up. And then here all of a sudden we realize. I mean, that's crazy. That, my dear friends, is legit crazy. herO versus herO is the grand final. Mental game. Absolutely mental game. Good lord. Thank you, Entaro Koro, for the Twitch Prime, by the way. Appreciate that, buddy. I'm really looking forward to the final. Yeah, am I rooting for herO against herO now? I don't think so, but this is good StarCraft. This was fun StarCraft. Will you play some StarCraft 2 now yourself? I think I'm gonna eat, buddy. Yeah. I think I'm gonna eat. If herO 5-0's herO, that would be the sickest thing. Yeah, we're not gonna do a loser's interview. Might push him over the edge. No way, buddy. Phenomenal. Phenomenal gameplay. Happy birthday. Thank you. If it was my birthday. Actually, my birthday is in exactly 6 months and a day from now. That's really crazy. Almost accurate. What time tomorrow? Tomorrow we'll be back here in exactly 20 hours from now. Yeah. So 20 hours from now. 12 CET, CEST, whatever it is. Noon for me. So yeah, 20 hours and 18 minutes it will start. There might be a little pre-show, but you can sit through it with me. We can laugh at the commercials together. The weird games they're playing. They might even have an interview. I think they might do an interview before. Yeah, tomorrow. Back at the same place, my friends. All right, we got it. Has herO better chances against herO than Reynor? herO said that Reynor is his biggest opponent. He's the guy that he's scared of the most. He's the best, he says. Well, after him. I think herO knows at this point that he's the best. But Reynor is the second best. According to herO, when it comes to fighting him. herO usually doesn't lie. You could say that's team loyalty, but herO's never said that he thinks Trigger is the most important opponent that he has, or the third most important. So there's no reason to believe that. He's also not done that in the past. herO just doesn't lie. He's a truth speaker. He's a truther. For sure. Not even Clem. It might be when we were talking about Zergs only. So then it makes sense. He also... No, he mentioned herO as well. Well, it was in this tournament specifically. So Clem was already out. I didn't even talk about Clem with him. I should have done that. Tomorrow, herO herO. 20 hours, 17 minutes from now. I hope to see you all then. If not, have a happy Sunday without StarCraft. But how can a Sunday really be happy without StarCraft? That's what I want to know. Answer, you can't. No such thing. There are lies. Yeah. Happy end of January and see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.